going to commit with it. They haven't gone pushing through. Instead, they just hold their ground, and they actually rotate the bomb back through T-spawn. So trying to force a rotation from Fnatic over towards A early on. And you'll see that like they throw in all that utility, and now they put the players back on that that A side that still have utility left to throw in a second wave. And this is to really like solidify in Fnatic's mind that it is the A play. They throw the first set in, and now they go again, and this is where they're hoping Fnatic go, yeah, it's A, it's got to be. They've just done 2 sets of utility into this bomb site, and they do start to pull players around on rotation. So this strategy, even though Complexity are losing players, the whole object here was to get this bomb down in B and to set up for the post plant. They get the bomb planted here, but can they hold the line?
I think they definitely wanted some kills though, and a chance to win this round, right? And the fact that Crims gets a double on A is really made things rough. Poison's so low on that late rotate, and he is too far away. Fnatic, they push now. They just have a 5-on-2 that they surely will win. They've already got one, and Config, he's had some big deep moments, but this will not be one of them. Talking about Poison, late from the A site, he won't even play into this one, as Fnatic have already stuck defuse 10 rounds. And yeah, really nice reaction from Fnatic. I do like the idea there for Cole. The call is good, but yeah, the second that you lose those opening 2 fights on A, you know, even though you get the plant, the round is lost. And yeah, you know, nice try either way. It's an eco strat, but Cole, they invested more than they get out of that one. So it's not like they really are winners in any way, but they do at least have a buy here. 2 rounds left of the half. Cole, they would love 5, but Fnatic, do they want to give it away that easily?
Brim's got team knifed at the beginning of this round. And so that to me suggests that Fnatic's knives are itching for blood. Let's see if we can have any of those little knife kills come through. Complexity is setting up for a B play, and they're not really leaving much to the imagination in this one. They are just looking to break down this B defense. However, Brolin and Crims over at this side of the map, they've been able to stand the test of time whenever these players have come through. And with the early utility coming in from Fnatic, that's enough to send Complexity away. They abandoned the hopes of getting into B, and now look to take mid control. And the timing, ooh, all right. Obo puts the shot through the smoke and just deletes Brolin. They never even see each other. Quite a way to steal the man advantage in this round. And Complexity now, they're kind of reinvigorated. They're like, right, let's go B. Screw it. You know, Obo's got the kill. He's delivered, and now we have to just finish what he started.
Yeah, and luckily Fnatic haven't moved at all. They've if anything, pushed further into the A site from CT, and that's going to make this rotate even longer. If Crims doesn't get, I'd say 2 kills here, you know, this is a done round. Fnatic won't even rotate. So Crims, he needs to put up a fight here if they want to win this one. Finding Obo, and now the rotations begin. Crims is giving Fnatic a reason to consider this B site, but Config quickly fires back through the smoke. That Molotov, it's going to be good, but it will be late. Config gets off the plant, and it won't do a thing. He gets tagged on the cross, but Fnatic are already starting to move in. The boost up on Catwalk, Flame is close. He hears the scope, but Golden swings, and he will miss. JW needs to hit this shot with the pistol, and he's done that at least. Now onto him and Flusher. Config's pushing close towards market as well. Timing is everything for this play from Flusher, and I think he might have just missed it, getting shot in the back of the head, and Config has just won this round dead to rights. JW can't escape from the orb on short, and that's Complexity. Actually finding 4. A lot of that coming off the back of Obo's opening kill, right? And Crims even puts up 2 in the site, so you can't really ask for more for Crims, and yeah, great round either way for Complexity. Looking for that 5 rounds at the end of the half. It may be attainable after all.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Every one of these maps has felt like it's gotten off to a similar start, with just one team coming in swinging, getting off to a great start, and then that kind of comeback happening in the second half. So let's see if that continues here. Complexity trying to salvage 5 at the end of the first half of play, but JW already opening this round up with 1. He's looking for a little bit more. Is he going to be ready? The man that is Blame F waiting down in this con smoke. He's creeping up, and he gets past the players in con. However, JW and Crims make quick work of this con split, leaving it onto these players at ramp, leaving it onto Obo in a 1v3. And the bomb is dropped back at ramp. Obo can't even commit into this bomb site yet. He has to go back and get that package. So, minute and 5 seconds left. He does still have plenty of time to work with. He'll retrieve this bomb, and now starting to look back into this A site for any sort of glimmer of hope. JW's pushed up close. with this AWP and is already on quite the tear in this round. Obo, is he going to be ready for a man close up on Palace? JW just throwing caution to the wind, and JW's just here as a failsafe now, right? Like, even if Obo deals with Brolin back in jungle, the moment he tries to plant this bomb, the round is surely over. And it's all thanks to JW's position in the Palace. Obo looks like he has absolutely no idea of this, and JW's thinking, like, how can I get a knife kill out of this? Because he's spotted him, he's waiting, and he's going to wait for the bomb flash. JW, there it is, hopping down. Oh, no! Oh, no! Obo gets the kill. JW's knife betrays him. And now Obo in a 1v2. This cannot be how the round falls apart. Surely, surely not. And the wrap coming in from Golden will solidify an 11th for Fnatic. Ooh, JW. Oh, he gives and he takes away. That blade needs a little bit more studying. It's 11 on the board for Fnatic regardless, and this first half has been so great. The second half about to be underway. You're going to have to bear with us because it's going to come up after a quick break, so don't go anywhere.
Ain't I mistaken? I've been here before. All my body is aching, shaking to the core. Wherever you go is a heaven, 7/24. Now don't go be misbehaving, but I'm craving a little more. Can't keep my thoughts inside, don't want no place to hide. Can't get you off my mind, all night and day. You always played it cool, oh, but I ain't no fool. I know you feel it too. So what do you say? Well, I'ma give it a try. Baby, don't let the summer go by. Baby, no, don't wanna say goodbye. Baby, maybe we should give it a try. Why don't we give it a try? Ain't no mistaken, I'm taken with you. All my body is aching, awaken anew. Oh, I think I'm in heaven it's true. Now don't go misbehaving, but I'm caving over you. Oh, can't keep my thoughts inside, don't want no place to hide. Can't get you off my mind, all night and day. Yeah, always playing it cool, oh, but I ain't no fool. I know you feel it too, so what do you say? Well, I'ma give it a try. Baby, don't let the summer go by. Baby, no, don't wanna say goodbye. Baby, maybe we should give it a try. I wanna think about every time you look at my way. I wanna make the most of this high, I wanna talk about every time you wanted to stay. I wanna make the most of this.
A pretty good half for Fnatic. JW might need to get some sharpeners for his knife there. Doesn't really do it justice onto Obo, but it's still a fantastic first half for Fnatic. The Swedes up 11-4 in the third map of the series, and boy, Betway have had enough of complexity. Have Fnatic as well, we'll see. They're going to try and take him out of this series, take him out of the server, and most importantly, knock him out in the lower bracket of these playoffs. This is, of course, the last week of DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and we're in Europe. Surprise, surprise. Complexity flown all the way over. And living in Denmark, at least the two North Americans are, along with the Danes.
Oh, look at this. Well, maybe we don't look at that. Maybe we look away. JW gets mopped up on his little window aggression. And the bomb plant has come in for Fnatic regardless. It's a 5-on-4 retake at the A bomb site. Now, you're probably watching thinking, is this a retake server? It certainly looks like one. Fnatic are gonna have to try and stand the test of time, and Crims is all the way over at Catwalk waiting for rotations that are never gonna arrive. Instead, it's everyone in the A site. They're just grouped up, they're huddled together. And Flusher trying to stand the test of time, can't quite manage it. It does all fall onto Crims, and as we mentioned earlier, he was over at the Catwalk. They have a kit, they're on the bomb. Crims can't find the killing blow, and he will get it after time. The defuse has already come through. Complexity, they're gonna take a fifth here to begin their CT half. They get that pistol round in the bag. Fnatic, they're going to make the decision to force buy here, Hugo.
They are indeed, Harry. Sorry, I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, Crims, that's such a shame. He kills Config after the defuse, but Config was 10 health on the defuse the entire time. Crims just didn't want to peek early because he didn't want to go down. He wanted to actually play the bomb, but little does he know the smoke is down, and Complexity with some good util on the retake. This force is pretty damn good. Fnatic having 5 Galils. Not every day you see it, but considering, you know, the money, let's see what they can do with it. Moving back towards A. 2 smokes is all Fnatic can muster in this round. Complexity, they have over under the Palace, Poison supporting with the Scout, and Blame in the connector. So, bit of a hefty setup here on this A site. Fnatic, no flashes to force this Scout back. Poison is going to be able to take these fights easy as anything.
There's one. Oh, not the second note. And Obo gets spammed out of the round. Oh, dearie me. JW's Galil is not a bit of a tear. He finds another. And these smokes, do they even render for Fnatic? They just remove everyone through the jungle smoke. It's all onto Rush. And he's going to need some smoke and mirrors of his own if he wants to pull a bit of magic out in this round. They're closing the distance. The MP9 doesn't best Golden in the head-to-head. And Fnatic, they've stolen that round away. They put a 12th on the board, and Complexity now having to respond with a force buy of their own. But if you're Complexity, this was the last thing you ever wanted to happen in this game. You didn't want to have these force buy wars back and forth, especially not with the bomb plant going in favor of Fnatic early on. Their money's great, right? And they keep a lot of players alive in that round. So it's like, for Complexity, even if they win this one, it's not guaranteed that they can keep chaining these together. The force buys are sure to continue, and they're going to be good for Fnatic. JW shuts down Blame F early on. Man advantage taken now for the Swedes. And Complexity left in this 4-on-5 in a very important force buy round. If they let this one slip by the wayside, right, it's 13-5 for Fnatic, and Eco would have to come through for Complexity. And at that point, right, realistic, you're looking at like a 14-5 scoreline before Complexity have their first full buy.
Yeah, that pistol was basically the saving grace, right? It was keeping Complexity in this series, but, you know, it doesn't really hold any weight when you lose the round after it. And that has been all we've had all series long, Harry, for both teams, especially Fnatic, though, right? Losing pistols and winning force buys. It is just all too easy at this point. A man up, rather, in this round. Flames down early. Fnatic moving into mid at the 50-second mark. They've taken their time just to make sure that they dot their I's, cross their T's, and clear every corner. Fnatic going to move up towards A with that ramp split. There's no one here to stop them. Poison is watching from triple with a man in the Palace. It's a great shot. Is it going to be enough, though? Brolin spotted the Palace player. Obo down. He's going to be there for the post plant. Now he won't even play into the round. Poison's been found as well. Rush has got the bomb. That's massive. He's going to try and hold on to it with a CZ-75. Finding a gun. That's an AK, but he is alone. Still with a package at his feet. Can he put a stop to the Swedes? They need the kill, and Rush doubles up, but he can't find a third. Nice try from Rush. Did the best of what he had there, but obviously an eco round, and Fnatic just chase him down. Rush has had a rough game. I think the individuals and Complexity certainly have, just generally, right? Like Config, Poison, Rush, none of these players above double digits coming into that round at least. And yeah, this might be it, Harry. You called it yourself. You said 14-5 before Complexity have their first 4-buy round, and well, that looks more likely than ever.
Yeah, something would have to go very, very wrong for Fnatic in this round for Complexity to find anything. And
look at Flusher.
They throw in all like this fake util right at the A site, and that's just going to keep this stack for Complexity here even longer. Flusher's gone in with a bit of a classic as well. He's Glock armor in this round. So let's see, it's pistols on pistols. Flusher is giving them a somewhat even fight at the A side of the map. And while all this is going on, while Flusher is selling this fake, the bomb goes down at B.
The reason I
Flush
love
it.
this is it's such like a BM, like it's just not even necessary, is it? Like he could buy a PC50 for $300 and then he could be absolutely fine no matter what happens. But like this is just trolling at this point and it's working.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know you could hide there. Like Flush is hidden in this little corner and Obo has actually dealt with both players back in T-Spawn. But they don't want to let him get away with the M4. Brolin is like, no, 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 it's not happening. I'm hunting you guys down. And he doesn't really want to risk giving a gun over, but that's not what he's going to do. He shuts down Obo and looking now to follow up. He'll get them both. So Fnatic 14-5, and now this investment comes in. Poison can get an AWP as well, but it's going to be glass cannon. And I don't know, man, with how fast Fnatic like to play, that's a pretty scary prospect to not have the armor behind you.
Yeah, certainly. I think at this point, right, you know, you're not even really thinking about that. You just want your weapon. You want the gun that you know has brought you this far. So yeah, Poison doesn't even consider it. Just goes straight for the orb and takes it into window. Fnatic nades towards connector. I don't know if they were meant to miss, but none of them land in con. They all land outside. So maybe by design, looking for an aggressive CT player. There are some though. Poison's got a kill. Conflict's pushed Cap, but he's been picked up through the smoke. And Crimson's going to flash his teammates into the connector as well. JW's already out through lower. Golden looking for this. The AWP draws his attention, and it will for good reason. Poison gets that kill. Obo, a second chance at life, but maybe not, as he doesn't know JW's here. He turns, and that will be his demise. Rush up from Catwalk, late to the party, here to blow out some birthday candles, but dear, oh dear, it's a windy day for Fnatic. They're going to find it anyway, 15-5. And is there any stopping this team? Probably not. No rounds lost since the pistol in this half. And Fnatic probably just going to break this 5-loss streak like it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, what loss streak, right? That's what Fnatic is saying right now. They are, they've really shown up. Oh, Brolin didn't see the man in bottom mid somehow, some way, but it's not really anything they're worried about. Brolin and Flusher keep this in the advantage of Fnatic. Blame is sick and tired of waiting around, and he's pushing the extremities of this map. He deals with Crims as well. Golden and Flusher left in this 2-on-3, and they're going to group up outside of the A site, try and move in. Now, Complexity don't have anyone here. They are all in mid as of right now, and so this bomb plant can come through. Golden gonna have to plant safe, but you know, while this is a safe plant, also it's planted for Palace, and that's where Flusher resides right about now. So not the end of the world for Fnatic here. Still a good chance to find something. It's this utility that could really do damage. It's going to force Golden out of position, but no one was nearby to actually peek off the back of it. Golden, good for one, but that's all. And the defuse is going to come on in. Complexity, they get themselves a 6th. They're able to keep their head above water. But is that enough to see them through? I mean, you know, comeback has to start somewhere. But it's got to be one hell of a comeback. That's the only problem right now. You've got to go 9 in a row to take this one to OT.
Yeah, that's not an easy reality, is it? That missed smoke from Flusher almost looked like it could have, you know, actually provided benefits to Fnatic. It covered the cross, so Complexity didn't know if there was anyone CT, but they moved so fast from middle into con that they just group as a team and trade their way to a win. So not really a worry. Poison has armor behind his orb, which is great. Blade makes the jump, but he gets legged in the process. How does that shot not slow him down? I don't know. But he still gets up on the catwalk, and we'll just go for, well, it's actually Config going for the long rotation, leaving B and swapping with Blame. It's the right call, because it is an A play. Fnatic are moving quickly, and Obo is here alone, calling for support. And Molly and Triple will end his life, but a bullet will do it first. Flusher smoking the Molotov to get out the Palace, and he's pushed the AWP down low. He'll finish their job, and they might just finish the map. 2 players left in the wings here. Blame giving it a go, good damage, but it's a trade immediately from Flusher. And with 2 low HP players, Rush has a chance.
Yeah, it's not the biggest chance in the world, but that nade removing Brolin has certainly helped. This 1v2 available, and Flusher very, very low is all the way back in CT. Now, there's a timing where Rush can find this 1v1, but he's none the wiser.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Flusher going for the knife, and there it is. The map gets locked in for Fnatic. And my word, what a way to take it. What a way to get this series over the line, send Complexity home, and keep the journey going for the side of Fnatic. Flusher, what a man. I can't believe that I'm here live at the scene of the crime, Hugo. We just saw the knife went down here. And yeah, it's the mess. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath, Harry, over on Mirage. I mean, the knives out for Fnatic, they pull out one in every map of the series, I think, so that's exactly kind of what we wanted here, showing up in a big way, and that's Fnatic knocking Complexity out. It's a sad story for Cole, but I think it's kind of what a lot of us wanted in terms of Fnatic showing up, right? They start the year so strong, they fall right off a cliff, it felt like drowning in the depths of the ocean, and now they're trying to pull themselves back up to that top spot. We know they can do it, and we're going to have to wait and see how they fare in the rest of the playoffs. For now, though, we take a quick break. The analyst desk comes back on, and we have more Counter-Strike coming around the corner at a very fast speed. So stick around, and we'll be back soon.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah. 'Cause it feels good right now. Yeah. Gotta show me the money. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Never been around wealth. Now I'm surrounded. Nice cars at the mansion right next to the fountain. CEOs in business suits and private accountants. Yeah. Summertime parties by the pool. We lounging. Then by night we out stunting on the main strip. Out of state trips, cars with the paint drip. How could you hate this? Jewelry in my chain sit. That's the life I wanna live. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Haha. Never have to worry if I have enough dough. Fashion show out in Paris in the front row. Party every night, I don't have time to sleep. Next day it's the same, just rinse and repeat. Summertime trips on the yacht to the island. Squad rolling with me and we do a lot of wildin'. Bottle of whatever you want, just put your order in. You can have as much as you want, there's plenty more of them. Yeah, show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. It's all about the lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle. Show me the money.
Look around you, they said. You never really quite know when you might get knifed by Fnatic, they said. Well, in this instance, it's going to be a 2-1 in Fnatic's favor. The Swedes are going to find success in this lower bracket. They're going to continue to march on. They're going to get another shot at this DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 trophy. Meanwhile, for Complexity, this is the end of the road. The Juggernaut has been stopped. And of course, for Complexity, we talked about the capital L in their names, but the only L I'm seeing around here today is them being eliminated from the tournament. Welcome back, everybody, to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. I'm Trace, we have Christine, we have Matthew, we're ready to talk some counter with you.
Yeah,
that was a nice call. Okay,
that was a nice call.
Yeah, it was.
Man, what a frustrating series for Complexity to have to deal with. You just mentioned it, Trace. The amount of flanks that Fnatic, the individuals were finding on a consistent basis. It was either a breakdown in communication for Complexity or it was Fnatic just doing Fnatic things. And I gotta lean towards that fact. It's just Fnatic. They absolutely look comfortable on this Mirage, which is not something we could have said actually just even 2 weeks ago. So certainly this bootcamp is paying off huge dividends for these Fnatic guys. You can absolutely see that they're just confident in their movements across the map. At no point did it seem like Fnatic looked like they were questioning anything. I mean, even Flusha rushing out A ramp with a Glock armor, just feeding intel, feeding information over to his mates and just saying, hey, we got this in the bag. So just, I appreciated the confidence coming out of Fnatic, but my gosh, what a frustrating match for Complexity.
And you know, Maniac, I look at this, and if you're, your Crims, you're on the pistol round, on your Mirage in the second half, and you're like, wow, I saw the defuse. No, I didn't. This is going to go on just a little bit longer. 16-6, how it ends up. Talk to me about what we saw with the Swedes.
Well, unfortunately for Complexity, this was the full package exclusive premium platinum Fnatic experience. Welcome to the show. This is how it works out. After the first half, everyone was in double digit on Fnatic's side. Everyone above 80 ADR at the end of the game. Everyone positive in terms of entry kills. So there is virtually no weakness in that lineup in that game. There's almost, I feel almost bad for Complexity because they're not a bad team on Mirage, not by any stretch of imagination, but they just got outclassed. Everyone on the side of Fnatic was one step ahead, and in Counter-Strike, sometimes it's just about shooting in the head.
Yeah, actually, it is that simple. We're going to bring in our first caller, and I do believe it's going to be from the Complexity side. It's going to be Rush, set up with a rather nice camera to go along with what certainly doesn't feel too great. Rush, how you feeling over there, buddy?
Yeah, obviously not too good after an L. Never feel good after an L.
Never. Now, let's look at it a little bit further then, because you come in today, you have a little bit of time here, but you guys have amassed quite a bit of success over the run up to this point. And I'm talking about the Home Sweet Home Cups. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, you could call it success. It's definitely a good confidence boost and it's good practice, but we didn't really beat that many top tier teams in the tournaments besides maybe like Big and Heroic. I think those were 2 big wins, but I think it's nice definitely to win these tournaments, but I think if I could trade like all 4 for just this one, I'd probably want to have this one, honestly, just so we could go further in this tournament and just play more top 10 teams.
Now, Rush, I was actually curious. It seemed like your communication was either lacking today or there was just a lot of chaos within that server in this series. There was even a round where Poison, going back to Nuke, I believe the score was 15-12. He got fully bum rushed by a CZ rush at ramp, and he was completely caught off guard, and it just seemed like it was maybe a lot of talking in the freeze time that caught him off guard, or something weird was going on. Did you guys feel that within the server? Did it reflect, or...
I don't know about that round in particular. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think comms were bad that round. But I think in general, we were definitely like, not necessarily more stressed, but I think that we did make a lot of mistakes in terms of some people didn't know the right smoke. So people had to scramble to to throw the smoke for them. So then it kind of ruined the strats a bit. So I think that happened a lot today where people had to like fill in roles, and that's never good when you're trying to have a nice fluid round. So I think that added a layer to us losing. But I think generally speaking, our communication is always pretty good, but maybe it was a little worse today.
I just want to go back to Home Sweet Home for a second, because I had the pleasure to cast you when you were playing this game and you destroyed pretty much everyone. Can you explain just a little bit for the viewers how it feels different destroying everyone in Home Sweet Home than playing versus Fnatic? Is it a whole different world? Is it close?
I think we had a good chance for Fnatic, obviously not on Mirage, but obviously like on Train, it was pretty close. We were making a comeback. Obviously won Nuke. But on the last map, it wasn't that close, and I think Mirage is typically a map that we're strong on, so it's strange for us. Maybe we're gotten to a little too much of a comfort zone playing these lower tier teams. So yeah, definitely got a little blindsided on Mirage. Fnatic plays different than other teams, though. They play a lot more off feel. it's not really a team you can anti-strat that well because they just kind of do what they want and they play off each other. So you kind of have to play your own game versus them most of the time. Even though we definitely try to anti-strat them, we try to play our own game as well. And obviously it didn't work out that well for us. But yeah, we just can't get too comfortable playing these lower tier teams, I guess, or teams that are more on our level.
So let me ask you this, Will. What do you have coming up next? What's the game plan currently for you? We know that you're in Europe. We know that you're calling Denmark, I guess, home for now if you want to. What is the big overall goal for Complexity moving forward?
Actually, without going into too many details, I'll just say that Denmark's actually going to be our home for only one more day. Tomorrow, we have to go to, we're going to Serbia because we ran out of our tourist visa here. We've been here for almost 90 days now, so we have to leave. So we're taking a plane and going to Serbia tomorrow. And then we're going to be playing from there for the remainder of the next month until the player break, basically. We have Blast Finals coming up. That's going to be one of the biggest ones for us. We also have, CS Summit, the first stage of it. That's the RMR tournament. Those are the last two for us, so we're going to practice hard and make sure to give it our all and hopefully have some better wins than we had today.
Now, I can imagine you guys are flying private, right?
We actually are. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, really? Really? Oh, okay. Well, we'll be looking for the stories on that.
It's a charter, so it's not like, it's pretty. It's nice though. I think Complexity really hooked us up for a nice, comfortable
Keep that
flight.
flex, Rush. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Maybe we don't deserve after today though.
No, you guys are still putting NA pride on your back, even though it's just you and pretty much Obo over there defending it. Now, I just want to say commiserations. I want to get you out of here. I know you got a lot to do, probably to pack up. So thank you for your time. Also, I know a Serb or two, and they're pretty good people. So be nice to them over there. Shout out Yanko.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. So that's Rush, and we're going to rush him out of here. We have just a few more interviews coming up your way. But for the time being, what are you two even thinking about what he's just told us? Yes, they have a little bit of moving going on in the background, but overall, a loss is a loss.
Yeah, it is. And just I like the part where you cannot anti-strat Fnatic, because it actually is. And it's one of these silly stereotypes you use, but there are a few teams who actually don't go in with set rounds all the time. They just basically play Counter-Strike like Tetris with blocks and then try and build strategies. They see what's happening in the round and then they decide. So when it works, it looks like unstoppable. When it doesn't work, you can criticize the style. But today, unfortunately for Complexity, was a very good day for Fnatic.
Yeah, speaking of Fnatic, we're actually going to get that opportunity now to talk to Brolin, one of the staples of this Fnatic lineup now, even going in for a few knife kills himself, it seems. Have you changed your standpoint on that a little bit, buddy?
I mean, not really, but I got the moments when I had the 3 kills with knives, so yeah, I go for it. So.
Speaking of your knife kills, I wanted to know on that ramp, I mean, there was a moment where you were kind of wondering whether you should go for it or not, and then you eventually went for that knife. Was that your teammates whispering in your ear, go for the knife, go for the knife, or was that your own decision?
I think I heard someone jumping like over the door, so he jumped like 5 times, so I just went for the knife and got him. So yeah, it was 1v5, so I couldn't win that round, so yeah.
I was going to ask you, obviously you had a tough time to transition from offline to online, has been a little bit difficult. How would you rate your team right now? How do you feel? Are you on a good way? Is it a good situation?
Can you repeat that again?
I mean, how do you feel right now with the team? Because the transition offline to online wasn't maybe easy, but is it now, you feel good in the team, the results, the level?
I mean, I feel it's okay. I mean, we could have been playing better with this couple of weeks, but I think our first tournament in, I think it was ESL Pro League that we won, we did not feel like, of course we felt the online part of CS, but I mean, since like 1 month back, we have been like talking about how we're gonna play online besides LAN, because it's some situations that you can't play as the same at LAN, but we're trying to, like for example, now we're trying to like fix that on the bootcamp and be together, and I think that's more comfortable with us, that be together with the team and play these online matches.
Christine, did you have something for the man?
Yeah, I have one more question actually. Speaking of your boot camp, I mean, we could absolutely see a huge difference as your performance, even individually in the server this week as opposed to a week and a half ago. Have you guys felt that as well as a squad? And what's the biggest difference that you can take away in this past week versus 2 weeks ago?
I think we're more of excitement when we play, especially when we'll have like these fist bumps and stuff. I think that motivates us a lot. and I think that's more part of the reason that we went to this boot camp. And I mean, the wrestlers have not been that good, but they have been better for Science 3 weeks ago. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, and for the time being, you guys are going to get the chance to stay alive here. You're actually going to be playing the winner of our next matchup. Lo and behold, you guys are in the lower bracket. So you play the winner of Mad Lions and Spirit. Which one of them do you not want to play?
No one.
No one. Just take them all. Okay.
I mean, I have no idea. They have some players that are really good individually, and I mean, they are like, especially the whole team are good individually players. So I think they are. I mean, they're both a good team, so it doesn't matter who I'm facing.
Cool. Well, we can leave it on that note, and I can leave you with the opportunity. You want to give any shout-outs, say hello to anyone back home, mom, pop, anybody?
Nah, not really. I will say to the fans that thanks for supporting us, since we maybe not have the best results lately. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, cool, Berlin. Appreciate your time, man. We're going to get you out of here. Thank you so much. And we're going to continue the show. That is DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We're in the playoff realms. Thank you to both Rush. And I guess, well, really, when we hear from both sides, on the Fnatic side with Roland, you look at this and you think, okay, there are just two teams in two totally different spots.
Yeah,
I guess. Oh, go ahead.
Definitely so. And I think Hugo said it perfectly in that series. He said that the Fnatic confidence is kind of bleeding into Broland, and you can start seeing his flair within that server, and you absolutely saw it. And it's really good to see such a youngster just kind of finding his sweet spot, finding that comfort zone within the squad, within the system that they're building. And I mean, you could absolutely see it. Broland, he's just a monster within that server, and he's just going for more and more. So it's pretty exciting to see.
Yes, it is. Especially exciting is considering that the tournament is nowhere near concluded. We're not even close to the finish line yet, but we are starting to knock some names off of the roster that is known as the brackets. We can take a look at those and see how the playoffs are starting to shape up. Now that we move one team forward in the lower bracket portion, that's going to be Fnatic. They're going to get one step closer, but still such a long route for any of these teams.
Yeah, it truly is. And, you know, when Roland says he doesn't really care who he plays against, well, I'll probably try to avoid Mad Lions because they've been looking really great right now.
Yeah, but also I love it when you play guitar. We're going to be going to a break. We come back. We're going to have Mad Lions taking on Team Spirit right here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. See ya.
Anything you choose, baby, it's always up to you, baby. You got nothing left to lose, baby. Just stay on the move, baby. You say that I just can't deny it. Maybe so. It's not like I don't like surprises that are unpredictable. And I don't wanna know what if this, what if that goes wrong. I can't hold back no more. I got my heart, I got my drive, and my eyes are open to a love that's so strong. You got my love, you got my soul, you know my door is open for anything. So every day I look forward to you. Take away my blues, baby. We gon' make the news one day. We don't break no rules, baby. Yeah. We paid all our dues, baby. And now that we say, and you show me how I can keep fighting on my own. Cause you know that I think that we rising to the unpredictable. And the way you making me feel every day I'm home, I can't hold back no more, no more. I got my heart, I got my drive, and my eyes are open to a love that's so strong. You got my love, you got my soul. You know my door is open for anything. So every day I look forward to you. Every day I look forward to you. Every day I look forward to you. Every day I look forward to you.
In a little less than 16 minutes and 20 seconds time, we're going to have the Mad Lions taking on Team Spirit right here in the online realms of DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We are deep, or well, we're just getting started actually, not quite deep, but we are into the playoff bracket. We're into the lower bracket round of 2. And of course, in doing so, I'm going to be bringing around a Pipsqueak, a friend of mine. His name is Jacob. You might know him as Pimp. Or what do they call you today? It's Pimpasaurus. What do they call you, Jacob?
The greatest of all time. I don't know. Something along those lines. No?
Nah, I don't think I can say that. Oh, and there's Christine, by the way, who is the GOAT of all time.
Sure, yeah, I'll take that title. Sure, why not?
Cool, why not? It's like the GOAT within the GOAT within the GOAT. You know, it just keeps. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll keep going on the path that we're on. Let's get things back centered and squared around here. Now, we've got some Danes in the server. We're looking forward to the Mad Lions taking on Team Spirit. Jacob, what are we looking for exactly?
I think these two teams coming into this game are two of the most interesting teams we've seen so far in the tournament. I think Spirit in the group stage did better than anyone would have expected. They were a little bit unlucky against FaZe Clan, having some internet issues, having a player that couldn't finish the game. There was Mibr. Whereas for Mad Lions, I think they stepped it up. They weren't looking good in the first game. Christine said it so well. Maybe they looked a little bit rusty, as this was the first tournament they played ever since the break after the Flashpoint. And slowly but surely, they've gotten better and better. And I think these two teams right now are two of the most interesting teams and two dark horses to potentially go all the way to the final.
Christine, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely so. And I mean, yeah, that's that man that you were just speaking about, Jacob, where he actually missed those few rounds versus FaZe was Mibr. And Mibr has been such an instrumental part of this Spirit lineup success. The frags that he actually finds in those mid rounds, it's always followed up with the second and even a third kill. His multi-kill potential is immense on the Spirit lineup. And these Spirit guys, they're absolutely going to need him to be able to reproduce those kinds of results in this series versus Lions.
Yeah, and you know, for Spirit, you know, their time is going to come. We're going to get the opportunity to talk a little bit more in depth about Team Spirit and what the CIS has to offer. But as far as Denmark goes, I mean, there's plenty of players that we could talk about over here on Mad Lions. The one that notably sticks out, you look at Asilian as one of the legacy players within the Danish scene now, which is already kind of a strange sentiment to echo. But I'm looking at a player like Bubsky or Sush. What do you take, Jacob?
I think you're spot on when you're saying that Bubsky is a player to look out for. He is playing at a very high level. He's also, you know, changing into a role where he's a little bit more laid back. You know, he's flanking a lot of the time. He's playing, you know, a little bit more laid back. He's not as involved as he used to be, but seemingly so, right? He's still very effective, still a great player on the server. Aiko as well. We were a little bit disappointed by his performance there, Slade, in the group stage. He was okay, but not up to the same high standard that we know him to be at. He was just playing the Blast tournament right here, and he was looking good. So I expect Aiko to come in and be the guy to look out for. His AWP skills, his movement, something spectacular.
Yes, potentially even at that. We're going to hear from the side of Mad Lions right now and hear what they've got to say jumping into this best of 3.
Yeah, the game against Big was, we kind of just felt like we were not ready to play officials, if that makes sense. Like, I think we didn't play officials for like almost like 40 days or something. I think everyone was a bit rusty.
Okay, it must have forced up the pistols behind it or something like that, because they just don't have any money still.
Ooh, Roy. Only one this time around, and down goes the gun. But the Colts have been picked back up. Bubsky doesn't give up.
The complexity game was pretty rough. I think it was kind of like the same mistakes as we did against Big. Like, we didn't really realize like what was wrong with our game. We had some rounds where like they were impossible to lose if we just played a little bit without hit.
Complexity going to get this one done. They are finding kills. They are going back and forth. It's all on the Shush, but someone's going to get on the bomb. And spraying. Oh, he's got them on the defuse. And that's it. The round falls apart. Complexity. They don't close.
I think Mousesports right now is not in their best form, but I also thought that we played like really well, and we talked about all the mistakes and we managed to fix them before the game.
But Acor, he's actually still gotten off, and he's been menacing outside. Yeah, another kill.
Second. It's 3 because that's what allows Acor to catch them by surprise. A third, and he is looking for more. Acor has done everything, and he's going to read the peek out into Ivy. Pistol headshot at that distance. Get the ball back in for the scope.
The game against Spirit will be interesting. I kind of know already how they play. They are pretty unique, I would say, actually, because they have some tactics that you don't see other teams do. We will not underestimate them at all. We are going to go into this match 100% focused on the win and do all the preparation as we normally do.
Well, the Mad Lions are going to have to do all of the preparation that they normally do. And by that, I mean they have to not be robots when they're taking up against Team Spirit Mad Lions. We're talking about hearing from the core of it. And I look at you, Jacob. I look at you with a big old smile on your face, and I say, what?
Why would you do that, Trace? Why are you smiling?
You just look like a man that's got something to say. I could be wrong.
It seemed like there was a little bit of interference on his microphone or something along those lines. I like what he's saying, though. They're coming in 100% focused to win this one. I think their loss yesterday against ENCE in the Blast tournament was a big disappointment. I think Mad Lions is a team that right now is playing some high-quality Counter-Strike, so if they weren't to win today, to them, that would be a big disappointment. So I'm on board with Asilian. I think they have a good chance of winning today, and they're coming in 100% focused to win. Of course, it's a great sign for them.
Yeah, that does bode well. Christine, let's go ahead and flip the page forward a little bit here as we start to talk about Team Spirit. I want to talk about some of the balance that we have going on within. IDIS balance at that. This is a player that I identify from Team Spirit as one to watch out for.
Yeah, man, IDIS balance, his ability to just turn the round around when they're at a disadvantage, and a huge disadvantage at that, it's so super to watch. I mean, he's been a pleasure to watch actually ever since DreamHack Masters started. And once again, as Jacob mentioned, a lot of these players, you wouldn't really expect them to be going toe-to-toe with the likes of FaZe, with the likes of G2. But these Spirit guys, they've absolutely showed up. And you heard in that interview speaking about the fact that the Lions weren't able to make those sort of small minor adjustments, and how Spirit guys, they have an interesting playstyle, and that's exactly that. I mean, Chopper, his ability to find holes, find the weakness in his opponents and absolutely exploit that. That's the kind of playstyle we've been seeing coming out of Spirit. Their ability to not lose a round that they should absolutely be losing. So certainly Lions, they've got to be prepared to be able to make those minor adjustments mid-round.
Yeah, and for Team Spirit, you know, this has kind of been their story for the telling, right? It's been what results that they put up there and what they're able to net for themselves. But perhaps they can do a little bit better of justifying it and talking it over.
I love that decision as well. He drops down through the bench. He's not bothered if they try and follow and churn them up with a shot.
I think on Nuke it went really great for us. Everything worked. Things was done well by our team. When we come to the second map versus Fnatic, Inferno, there was a bit of struggle, but we managed to finish it anyway, 16-14, so that was clean to 0 for us.
Through the tip of the smoke, Mir's going to catch him. Crims, now it falls to him, this bomb. It is a standoff to see who gets control of it through the smoke.
When we come to game versus FaZe, the first map went really great for us. We do a lot of cool things, everything worked. And on the second map, we have a good start as well. Then we lost some rounds. On City, we come back again. And in a key round, Mibr disconnected because of his internet and electricity problems. Two problems happened at the same time.
He broke his own power.
I think
he crashed? Do you think?
Which is kind
of, I was wondering why he's still holding CT.
Yeah, he's really committed to this.
Yeah, no, this is too committed.
So Goten, it's our main opponent in this group, because we lost to them 2 last matches, and that was really hard in that games. So now we came really prepared. We did everything like we need to.
But he's down to the 3 shots, goes for the reload, shuffles into the cover. This is unreal. There's no kit for Stico, and Magic's just jumping around his winner.
In first game, we're gonna face Mad Lions in playoffs. We watch their demos and we kind of ready for it. So I hope that things that we prepare are gonna work well for us.
Now they're going to move in. Brokey with the AWP on first contact. The lineup. Idis Balance gets one. He doubles it. A second. Idis Balance shutting it down.
Well, they did watch a lot of demos, and I'm sure that they studied their maps just properly. However, for us, we need to start talking about the maps between these two teams, and obviously take a look at some of the deeper details therein. Speaking of maps, that's the veto process that we're going to start right here, right now, and perhaps we just go ahead and fly them all out there, and I just tell you guys what they are, or do you want to do something special, Christy?
Let's do something special, Trace. What you got for us?
Nothing. I was just going to say that the maps are Mirage, Nuke, and Train. But anyway, what do we think about this map pool? Let's just focus right on the first map of Mirage. Talk to me a little bit about this being a Team Spirit CT start.
Yeah, Team Spirit, they love to play Mirage. They love a bit of Mirage, right? The fact that it's Mad Lions picking into it is to me, it's a great sign in the sense that Mad Lions, they feel super, super comfortable in their own team. Otherwise, they wouldn't pick what potentially is Spirit's best map besides Nuke into that matchup. So they feel comfortable on Mirage as well. It seems like we got 3 maps right here that both teams are like comfortable with. Both teams are saying to themselves, all right, we believe that we're the better team, so we're just going to play on our best maps and let the better team win. There's not really a lot of thought process going into this veto. There's not a lot of like wriggle room in terms of like, could you have picked into Vertigo? Could you have not vetoed Vertigo? It was pretty set in stone from the get-go, and the fact that both of these lineups are okay with playing each other's strongest maps is to me a great sign for a great game.
And I have to exactly echo that sentiment. I mean, Nuke it's a go-to map for Lions, and it's obviously still a go-to map for Spirit as well. So, oh man, this series is absolutely going to be neck and neck because, as Jacob mentioned, these are all comfort picks for both of these squads across all 3 of these maps, actually.
Yeah, and you know, on the back of that, I just kind of have to ask you guys, even if you are seeing eye to eye, if the two of you are seeing level right here, when we look at this series as a whole, who are we putting the most stock in? Who is your prediction with?
I mean, if you gotta be completely honest, right, the way the Mad Lions have played lately, I think the only thing that would give me a little doubt in them winning today would be the loss yesterday against ENCE. How did that affect them? Was that a tough loss for them? Because I think they should have won yesterday. I think they are the better team compared to ENCE. They just weren't good enough yesterday. And how much of a confidence, issue is that going to be today against a team like Spirit? Spirit was looking super, super solid in the group stage, but let's be honest, we haven't seen that consistency coming out of them for quite some time. So looking at these two teams, looking at the matchup, I think Mad Lions is the better squad. I think they have the better players. I think they should be winning, but I would not rule out Spirit. I think they've been playing some solid Counter-Strike lately, so I expect a close game, but I expect Mad Lions to win.
Danish team, nonetheless. Thank you, Jacob. Now, Christine, let's look onward here. Do you have Mad Lions or do you have Team Spirit?
I'm going to go with Spirit here. I already chose the underdog in the first series to open up the day. I'm going once again here. It didn't go well. It did not go well for me. But I think the difference here is that Spirit have shown us a different kind of hunger in their series thus far. And they're going to need it once again. The one thing that I see coming out of Spirit that might bite them is they've had some slow starts coming into these series. In that first map in particular, we need to see that the hunger that we keep complimenting from these Spirit guys coming out right from the get-go from round 1.
Yeah, and I think that you are onto something there, especially considering, I just have to lay my eggs just to sort of spite Jacob in this moment and go for the side of Spirit, because that's how Jacob and I roll. Best buds for life. I would fist bump you through the internet, but it doesn't work. I've already tried with the commentators. Now, I want to invite you all to go to this break with us, but in doing so, I want to make sure that you get your votes out there in the Twitch chat. It's either going to be hashtag Mad Lions or it's going to be hashtag Spirit. I can almost guarantee that, but I can't really guarantee that. So double check your votes. Make sure you don't have any hanging chads. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back with our casters, and we're going to be ready to jump into this game. Be right back, everybody.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back working from home and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
One step for our love, one giant leap for us. Together we'll light the night. I don't ask for much, your heart is enough. I never want to see you cry. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire with your eyes. All night like we royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there into the stars. All night like we royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there into the stars. I feel so alive. Time just seems to fly whenever you're by my side. Baby, I'm here to stay. So cast your doubts away. Don't let your feelings hide. Take me home for just one night. Promise I can make you feel alright. Take me home for just one night. Let me light the fire with your eyes. All night like we're royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there into the stars. All night like we're royalty. You and I, we were meant to be. Come with me, let me take you right there into the stars.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We do, of course, have Mad Lions taking on Spirit in the server. Not just in the server, but behind our castles as well. Harry, what are the server conditions like? What's the zoo looking like right now?
Well, Hugo, let me tell you, right? You can hear it. It's rip roaring. It's all going on right here down on the sidelines. These Lions, they are one thing, and that thing is mad. I think it's fair to say. And they're going to be going up against the Team Spirit boys. Now, I've absolutely loved watching Team Spirit as of late. Sadly, we don't have dragon enclosures, like for real, just because they're not real animals, Hugo. I don't know.
Get the Ouija board out, Harry. Contact some spirits.
Yeah, man. Ouija boards are like synonymous with dragon summoning. I think that's one thing I've learned, right, through all my time invested in the dark arts. But Hugo, man, I'm really looking forward to this game, right? Mad Lions, they've been a team on the rise, and they really impressed me. And then for Spirit, it's like, this team has like kind of stolen my heart in a way, man. I've loved watching this Spirit squad on this astronomical rise as of late. There's a lot of talent in this team. And if you remember, like their end to the group stage was kind of a sour one, right? The analysts already talk about it with Mir having to drop out and then fielding a stand-in, you know, Dima having to come and play. It's nice to see the Spirit guys reunited once again.
Yeah, I think what's really sad about that especially is like that's a game that, okay, looking at it on paper, let's take out the fact that Mir DCs, Spirit probably win that series, right? I think that's pretty safe to say. And that would put them in the upper bracket against Big, right? Not only, you know, being in the upper bracket, but that saves you from a single best of 3 elimination, which is where we're at right now. If Mad Lions win this game and take this series over Spirit, like I probably say should do, like being the favorites, yes, Spirit are out, Spirit are done. And after such a good few months as well, right? The road to Rio going flawless there without dropping a series, coming into this event almost 3-0ing the group as well, which is crazy considering some of the teams they're up against. So I think Spirit, credit for getting this far, but will this be the furthest they get? I don't know, we'll have to see. The Danes are looking dangerous, and boy, are they here for blood. We're into the map, we're into Mirage, it's the pick of the Lions, and they're going to be starting things off on the T side.
Yeah, and early on, going to be making their way over here towards the B-bomb site. Now, Team Spirit with 2 players lying in wait here. It's Mir and it's Chopper. These 2 are not the 2 you want to be trifling with if you're Mad Lions. And Chopper is actually going aggressive. He could catch them as they're lining up this utility. He's a lot deeper than they might be ready for. He's only going to be able to put up 1. The Glock's overwhelm him, and now Mir holding on. Ooh, the flash, but they don't see him. Nobody spotted him. It does get checked eventually. Asilian goes down fighting. Shush gets that trade. We're into a 2-on-2. Some Die Young holding it down from Cat, and Magic just barreling in through the market. Might come to regret that decision, as now it leaves Some Die Young in this 1v2.
Oh, shot out from above already. Acor, he's got him trapped. Another player on the site is going to try and move in. Acor, he just waits, and he will be rewarded for his patience. Big 3K round from Shush as well. The fact that Mad Lions run past the player on the balcony, and Asilian, the 3rd man in, he checks it. Like, credit where credit is due. That's so important. If Asilian doesn't check that, that round likely falls apart in the post-part. Asilian, I mean, a lot of question marks on this guy when he joined the team over Hunden, especially considering Mad Lions were making a rise with Hunden on this team, and so many people were shocked that they would change the in-game leader, especially someone like Hunden that, okay, yeah, individually he's certainly struggled in the past, but, you know, he's certainly got the ideas, and he's certainly got the brain for the game. But I think Asilian has fit in so well into this team, and clearly the players like him as well, so, you know, obviously it's sad not to see Hunden at the reins, but you know, Asilian's certainly probably the best man for the job I could think of. 1-0 for Mad Lions. They take the pistol in their pick, and Spirit forced up in the second. Push towards the A site. We have a double B as well, getting aggressive towards Catwalk, and Mad Lions will finally leave mid after setting Shush up in the ladder room. Going to try and group towards the apartment, split B. We'll see if Shush gets pushed in by the players on Catwalk. If he does, that will just give Mad Lions the room to hit the B-bomb site quickly from the apartments. And Shush has read this. Molly goes down, Chopper goes in, and Shush gets that kill, weakening the defense towards B, but a rotate in the form of the scout has already come on in.
Oh. Here are Magic's left up in this one in a 2-on-3, and they might just think about saving here, right? They've got that AK on Mir. He could look to do some damage with it. He has wrapped back round over towards Catwalk while Magic's is sneaking his way in through the apartments. And he actually does deal with Acor pretty swiftly. Now, inside of the site, Asilian is already posted up to shut down this push. It's actually Bubsky, rather, up on this little boost. Mir closing the distance down through Catwalk and does get bested, but both these players now low, and they've retrieved weapons. If they're going to defuse this bomb, they've got to get on it soon, and Magix will deliver the kill onto Asilian. The defuse going to come on in. Well, it looks like it's going to be close. Team Spirit, I think, are walking away with this round in the bag. Maybe not. They've just missed it. It's very, very close, but Mir makes the right decision to run away and hold on to that AK. Everyone falls for Mad Lions. And now, if you're Team Spirit, you might be tempted to go for another force buy here. But
certainly,
I don't know if they're going to, right? We have to wait and see. Either side's justifiable, but yeah, they're just going to play for the long game, right, and look to get these rifles in the next round. Anything now that Mir can do with this AK, any damage he can find, is going to be worth its weight in gold to Team Spirit.
Yeah, I love the boost, throwing him straight onto Catwalk. He's going to beat Mad Lions to middle here, and they might not be ready for that as they move through with grenades in their hand. Mir misses a shot, and he's not going to have many opportunities. And yeah, like, I agree. You know, certainly tempting to force here for your Spirit, but I think they make the right call by not forcing. Look at Mad Lions' buy. It may be lacking util, but they've got guns. They've got 4 rifles, so nothing Spirit could have shown, you know, better than this buy. So just eco, get everything you need in the 4th. Oh dear, Mir, he just falls off. He lets his teammate die. Shush, gonna get traded at least. But Mir, if he gets out of here alive, I'll be shocked and impressed. Acor doesn't want anything to do with this. They've cleared out the B bomb site, just running through the apartments now. And Mad Lions with a quick plant. Acor staying alive is crucial as well. Denies the cat retake. And yeah, this is just a 1 round for Mad Lions. It's all about, you know, tying the bow, getting the last couple of kills, and they might present themselves as well. Magic's getting dinked. Down to 9, bye-bye. Cillian finds him from the catwalk instead, and Mir is deep down below. Ooh.
Oh, now the AK for Sumdar Young, and Cillian wants to take this away. Sumdar Young's not going to let him, and they're almost trying to bait him into this crossfire down in mid. He's made a lot of noise rotating down through the lower tunnels. Mir was meant to be there to pick that up. Both these players now trying to bait Mad Lions in for the chase, and Mad Lions are going to give it to them, and Cillian really does. He takes all those guns away. They find that 3rd round. Still, it's another round where a lot of damage is done by Team Spirit, right? You think about how these rounds have gone since the pistol. Well, in round number 2, which was an anti-force buy for the side of Mad Lions, nobody survived. And now here in this round, just 2 players survived. So if you're Team Spirit, you've got Mad Lions right where you want them, right? This money is gone. It never built up past the pistol round. So a victory here and now for Team Spirit can set them up nicely to get back into this game early on.
Yeah, I disbalanced trying to clear mid with the AWP. He sees nothing, but I love the dedication to B for Mad Lions. They're going to go at it again. There's only 1 man here right now. This is the perfect play from the T's. And up on Catwalk, Mir's going to find 1, but immediately traded. I disbalanced, dropping Shush in middle through the smoke. And this AWP has now come alive. It looks to shut down the round in the retake. Spirit coming in for a triple market play. And this is not going to be easy for them to get back into. Mad Lions have already established post plant. A man on Cat, 1 boosted in the site watching the door. These are good positions from Mad Lions, and they are just waiting for Spirit to deliver the kills. There's one Bubsky dropping off the lineup for Acor, and he doesn't even need the AWP, but he will grenade it towards him. Does he get it? Oh, no, not quite. But I love the idea there. Throwing the grenade, it blew the AWP actually further away, but there's a world where that comes right towards him, and he can pick it up. Either way, around to round, the Mad Lions are going to take it, keeping up their streak and keeping up their commitment to this B bomb site. And now moving forward, right, after like so many rounds in a row towards B, Spirit are going to feel the need to stack it. Not on this one because it's eco, and they're trying to maybe play ahead of the grain, but Mad Lions already setting a real precedent in the early stages of this map.
Team Spirit have pushed with 3 players down here towards the ramp, and they are a matter of seconds shy of catching that bomb rotating out of T-spawn. Sumdar Young's going to go back, aware that a player could be over here in the palace, but they keep these 2 players over in T-spawn, wrapping around from behind. And I disbalance, getting a bit of scout damage, lands the kill the 2nd time around. And they're very fixated on dealing with him. Acor and Roy will pick up the kills between the 2 of them. Now these T players having to wrap back into the A site. This is not how you wanted this flank to go if you were Team Spirit. You were hoping that these players in the site could have bought you a bit more time to find, you know, a nice bit of positioning with these players in the back line. But this does leave a man like Mir up in Palace as an unknown entity. That is until he whiffs a couple of shots down into the sandwich, and that's him now retreating. Mad Lions, they're kind of, you know, mad lions by the fact that he's poked them and prodded them from the apartments. They look to deal with him, and they do. But they lose a man in the process. And for Magix and Chopper, it is just a save. So Mad Lions going to go 5-0 up here to begin their T side of Mirage. Slowly but surely making these rounds a little bit cleaner.
One thing I think that's really good for Cillian and this roster, and generally I'd say for Danish teams, is like the belief in the in-game leader. Like when a Cillian calls something, it's so obvious that everyone is listening and doing as he says. Like after that info comes through that Mir's in Palace, you know, someone makes a call, okay, go back towards ramp, all 4 players, the bomb's for us. And so Mad Lions rush spawn and they beat Mir to escape, right? Like one player dies checking spawn to see what timing Mir's caught. But once they realize he's trapped in Palace, well, they have everyone there to deal with him and they can deny that exit, deny the save. So yeah, just a really good reaction. And that's something you're going to see a lot from Mad Lions, like just playing as a unit, all believing in the system, and you've got to, right? If you want to compete at this level. Big opening kill coming from iDisbalance's orb in the Palace. Acor went to pre-aim it, but late to the angle, loses his life. And now Mad Lions going to go back towards what they know and love, which is that B bomb site by the looks of things. 2 players hanging around in spawn, taking their time, but they will eventually take that bomb back towards the apartments. Window smoke for a Cillian. There are players in lower as well. Mad Lions at least want some dominion over middle. Or somewhat just trying to sell a fake while the rest of them group towards B.
Oh, iDisbalance has just missed the timing on the first man getting by, and so this means there's a player in this site a little bit deeper than he was ready for. Luckily enough, Chopper has been able to keep the site under wraps, and there's even a wrap coming in from Mir. The AWP can be retrieved here for Team Spirit. They do find it in time. That's going to make its way back into the hands of iDisbalance. So Team Spirit getting their first round on the board. This AWP was a nice little change. You know, besting Acor initially, coming in for a rotate towards B. Very mobile with the big green gun in hand. And now you see the effect this has had, right? Like, you go 5-0 up if you're Mad Lions, but we kept saying how these rounds were so close. And now you see the implications of that. It's immediately down onto pistols after losing your first rifle round here.
Pains of the economy, and it's about to get a little bit worse as well. Spirit looked to rub salt in the wound in middle. iDisbalance styling with the AWP right now. Ooh, very close shots, but none of them connecting. It's Sunday Young to find the opening kill. He's not done with that either. Walking back towards connector for a second, and there are more where that came from. 2, in fact, as Mad Lions move through middle. Boost up, Chopper spots it, and the pillar, or at least the fencing, gets in the way. Shot from Acor, surely no more though, and that's the bomb dropped in the round, lost. Cillian, same case, and Spirit, they lose 1 man in that round, but otherwise it's a very good rifle round, getting rid of the eco. And now Mad Lions coming back in with guns in number 8, looking to put a stop to this streak before it is built by Spirit. Maybe some of you are not so familiar with Spirit as a team. They've certainly been on the rise as of late. I think someone to look out for, a guy that me and Harry have repped a lot, is Magix inside of this roster. 16 years old, a very young player and extremely talented. Actually 17 years old now, rather. It was his birthday very recently, in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, either way, definitely someone you should keep your eyes on here for Spirit. Saturn CT in this round, but right now Mad Lions are just taking middle, looking to split the A site with Roy up in the Palace, but we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, now while all this has gone on, Chopper and iDisbalance went aggressive into the apartments, and so now they leave Chopper there and they rotate this AWP back over here towards the A bomb site. And so this means now for Team Spirit, they've got quite the stack inside of A. 3 players here with Mir over on the catwalk in a position to help and deal with this connector play. However, Acor was waiting patiently for that kill to get delivered. Sunday Young is going to at least get Acor back. A bit of revenge, but it doesn't matter because Roy and Shush have just laid waste to the A bomb site. And this leaves Chopper flying solo in a 1v4. A lot of work to do, and I don't imagine we really see him even attempt it. Poor guy's come all the way around from B on this wrap, only to find that the rest of the team have been stripped away. However, Mad Lions, they are dedicating a lot of players to hunting him down. There is like a temporary timing where maybe Chopper could find a 1v1 inside of the site. I think he's hidden. No, he might. Oh, he is hidden. They didn't see him. They've left the A site. It is just Shush here now. but the time's too low, and Chopper, no defuse today. Will at least stay alive.
Yeah, with lots as well, right? Full util and a kit with his gun. So it's a good save, and at least they have money to buy around it, right? There's nothing worse than doing what Spirit did and getting it around on the board. And if they had been reset right after, for example, if there was no Deagle round for Mad Lions and they won that, Spirit would have been broken here. And there's nothing worse than that. So very important they actually get 2 in a row before they get broken, because now they can afford. And, well, at least one more buy round to put up against Mad Lions. Or heavy mid control, the boost up, the run boost, in fact, and some of the young Spottable won't be able to stop it. So mid is conceded, Spirit go elsewhere. They move the AWP back towards jungle and Mir into B. That's, of course, where Mad Lions have been frequenting on this T side, but this will not be the case today. Bomb heading towards ramp, 3 in the middle as well. And Mad Lions, you know, they've just been playing very standard. This has been safe CS, taking middle, hanging around. There's the kill onto the mid player, and now they can just set up for an A split through the connector. Nice grenade, though.
Yeah, these two players at Cat could cause a bit of a problem, but that's what Astillion is hoping to deal with. He's not ready for the second man, and he even gets a stab off onto Mir. Magic's trying to hold down the connector, but he has been hung out to dry somewhere. He's all alone. There's players coming in from behind, and Magic's going to keep on holding his ground. Has left this in a 2-on-2. The nade going to find a lot of damage onto Bubsky. And so now Magic's and Mir, a real chance in this round, a round that was 2-on-4 at one point in time. Akor's fallen back and taken up position over here at ramp, and Bubsky's still trapped inside of the site. Does get dropped by Mir, and now it falls onto Akor. The bomb, I don't think it's planted for him, so he's got to swing wide if he wants to deny this, and they just hold down the line. Magic's going to pick up a triple in this round, secures the AWP as well. That's going to find its way back into the hands of iDisbalance, and that is a great 2v4 from the Team Spirit boys.
Yeah, what a huge retake from Magix as well. And the fact that he's jiggling on the stairs as well, he knows Akor's ramp. Akor's not fired a shot, man. He's not giving away the fact where he is, what gun he has, what he's doing. And Magix just knows. He's just stalling it out, waiting for Akor to try and cross default. Like you said, not planted for the ramp. And a big mistake made by Mad Lions, maybe in the post plant. That's one of those plants that comes down only because you feel like you have to, not because you feel like you're going to play around it, right? You're just hoping for the best in that 2-on-2 when they lose a man in middle and then another one swinging on the A site. And I think that was definitely a big mistake as well for Mad Lions, right? Like if you want to get rid of that player on stairs, you want to try and fight him, you should be double peeking that, or at least trying to swing with a trade. A player goes out on his own to take that fight. Magix wins it and puts him in a 2-on-2 that Spirit close in the post plant. So yeah, recovered round from nowhere, and that will have huge consequences in this game. Look at the money of Mad Lions. It's down to zilch after this buy round, and they've got 2 Deagles in this as well. So Spirit, they have really dug themselves out of the dirt here and have put themselves in a position to streak together some rounds. They've just got to do this one first, and then it gets easier from that point onwards.
Mad Lions want to try and come up through the connector again, and dealing with some Young in window is going to help out massively. Bubsky is quick to take up this position, and he doesn't have to go much further than this. He can just try and cut off the rotations, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Dispatches of Chopper, and now this A play looks to come in. iDisbalance plucks off one with the AWP, but that's it. Magix is going to answer the call, however, with a quick double, and it is now left onto Bubsky. Coming in on this CT side wrap. That bomb dropped over in Sandwich, and no one offering up a kill. It's Mir and Magix once again in this, well, this time around 2v1 scenario. 35 seconds, and Bubsky has retrieved the bomb. He's looking like he wants to fall on back and head over here towards this B site. And Team Spirit, they've allowed for this. They've given up control of the bomb. They've conceded control of A, and now Bubsky is going to be afforded a bomb plant and a chance at this 1v2 inside of the B bomb site.
Yeah, this feels almost too good to be true for Bubsky. That's why he's playing so slow. Why would the B side be clear, you would think? Well, Mir got aggressive. He flanked the spawn and joined up with Magic. So now, yeah, the realization's there for Mad Lions, but Bubsky still doesn't know that they're both coming from market. Getting a free plant. Now the penny's dropped. Now he's realized, but is he there in time? Oh, it's a fast play. And Magic's is so quick through the window. The second he gets to it, he's already jumped through. And great shot from Magic's to close the round, man. He I mean, I said his name like 2 rounds ago, and he's just had like back-to-back 3K since that point. So huge effort, saves the orb as Mir delays the defuse. And I really like that play from Bubsky. Gets the gap, gets the timing, but yeah, I guess miscalculated by a few seconds as to how fast Spirit are walking through A. When they came from the palace, they realized that the site was empty, and with 10 seconds left, Spirit know they're like, oh yeah, he's not here. He has to be B, or we win the round. Let's just run. And they just knife out, run through the A site against the 10 seconds on the clock. It's the perfect call, and it's broken the Mad Lions money as we suspected.
Going to be just one of these all-in B plays. Matchmaking classic here, and it's gone about as well as you would expect. Here's the rotation from iDisbalance, and he's got this all under control. Nice couple of taps from Asilian to find a double, but ultimately no bomb plant, not much ground gained. And Team Spirit finding themselves that 5th on the board. Going to be the reinvestment here for Mad Lions, but once again, it's going to be lacking this AWP. For old mate Acor, he's just relegated down at 2 and AK in this one. iDisbalance looking like he wants to come in with a little window peek. And Magic's with the spawn for mid, takes this opportunity to barrel into the lower tunnels with support behind him. 2 players here, and Shush now pushing in. Deals with the first and the follow-up as well. Magic's and Mir both get shut down. And now this is a very, very tricky round for Team Spirit to navigate.
Yeah, this is one way you just gamble if you're Spirit. Stack a site. I think they've got the same idea, moving all 3 to A. Now, this is good because if Mad Lions go B, Spirit save 3 guns. And if Mad Lions go A, well, Spirit have their best chance at winning a round. They're starting to doubt themselves, though, Harry. You see Chopper's already run back towards B as Young gets aggressive. This timing is crucial, and so is Shush's, because if he clears B, this bomb will bail, but not before Young gets aggressive and drops it. That's a huge problem, and Young is dealt with. A trade is imminent, and the bomb has now been spotted for this CT side. They're going to go back towards A and gamble, but as said, Shush, where is he? He's in the B-bomb site, and he's about to get everything uncovered rather, for Mad Lions. I think the big problem here is the bomb doesn't want to rotate spawn and make up all this lost ground, so they might use Shush to just rotate and flank the A site while they commit to this one. It seems safer than sending the bomb in through no man's land. They've just really got to get rid of iDisbalance. He's the pivotal player, but luckily that bomb has gone through the palace, and so this position with the AWP is going to be negated somewhat.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, coming in. Oh, well.
Bye.
He tempts fate a bit there with the jump, and Roy is not one to be tempted. Chopper, a long way away from this A-bomb site, and the plant coming through. This should be a Mad Lions round all day long. Chopper's not even going to attempt it. He's just looking to stay alive. You know, you think about how that round started. There was a chance at recovery for Team Spirit, right? But the moment you lose 2 players down in those lower tunnels, in like the fashion they did, right? That is a high risk, high reward play, and they don't get the reward. But my goodness, did they get all of the risk? So Chopper just going to try and hold on to this M4. 7 now on the board for Mad Lions. Maybe even a chance to retrieve that AWP, but they've decided against it for now. Bubsky's still nearby, so he should be able to grab that if they'd like to, and yeah, he does. Going to back away. That can go into the hands of Acor in this follow-up round. Now, with Chopper staying alive, you can still invest here on the Team Spirit side. If he went down, you know, if he died there trying to hold on to the M4, if he died at the end, then, you know, there would have been no investment here, but he's able to drop a gun over. That goes over towards Mir, who didn't have enough to invest. There's an AWP on iDisbalance. This buy is just as good as any other, really, for Team Spirit. But the good times could be coming to a close if they forego this round.
Good times. They're in low supply in 2020, Harry, and well, Mad Lions might just be stockpiling all of them. setting up for this A burst, but it's all a fake, it's all a ruse. Utility and the bomb shown, but no one committing out through that smoke. And this is all known. Magix is in the site. He's at triple. He's seen everything. He knows that no one's committed. So this isn't exactly like unknown information right now for Spirit. They are still standardly set up. No one leaning all too far. I'm going back to B. The players coming back to A. The old double fake. We just saw a similar setup from Complexity, where they threw 2 sets of utility over that A bomb site and then sent the bomb in B. It didn't work, but it wasn't an eco, and that's because they lost 2 players at the ramp to Crim straight away to Fnatic. So yeah, let's see if Mad Lions can do it better as they throw up the grenades. They've at least got guns behind this, so you would expect a little bit more as that second execute comes through. There's still Chopper on B, which is where the bomb is going, so let's keep our eyes on that as well.
Oh, Magix dealing with the first man, and yeah, Chopper has not fallen for this. He's not rotating until he's seen that bomb, and as I say that, he actually began to rotate, gets forced out of position over at the B site, and the round might just fall apart. Magix has put up 3 kills over towards A, but is that enough to tempt Team Spirit into this retake? It's Mibr and Magix. These two have pulled off a lot of 2vx scenarios, so they are going to give it a go, but they're not accounting for the fact that Bubsky could be close in the market, and he is. While Mir gets the trade, Shush is able to keep things in favor of Mad Lions, locking in an 8th round there. Magix has looked really good over at the A bomb site, but it just feels like the rest of the gang here aren't quite materializing. It's this round, once again, he puts up 3 in the hold of A.
Yeah,
and now there's no money for Team Spirit. It's one problem after another. There should be a 9th on the board for the Mad Lions.
Yeah, and that wasn't like a round that Spirit were confused at either. Like, you called it yourself. Obviously, very unfortunate rotation with Chopper moving out at the wrong time, but Mir was pushing mid. He was flanking Cat while that A play was going on. So, like, I think Spirit knew what was happening, but, you know, when you do only see fights at A and none at B, that's eventually, you know, that has a limit as to how long you want to hold a B anchor before you rotate. And, you know, Mad Lions did get some trade kills on that A site. Albeit, you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. This does, though, for Mad Lions, getting this one cleanly. Nice shot from Acorn, flicking up. He goes back for more, and he will regret a repeat as he eventually bails back towards the A site. Shush now has to take his position. Legs have been spotted. Shush, he needs to aim higher, but now they've dropped off, and he can't afford to do so too. Some missed shots, but Roy can move in to help him out. Bubsy's got another, and boy, oh boy, Spirit making it expensive, but it's not really a lost round by any means of the word for Mad Lions. A 3rd kill would be excellent, but denied. And 9 rounds on this T side is a pretty damn good showing for the Danes. Can they put double digits on before the end of the half? We'll have to wait and see, but Spirit have everything they need to fight back for round 15.
Yeah, one thing you will note is the lack of kits, and you think about how often these rounds have come down to these retakes. A kit can make all the difference. So let's see if that's something that ends up coming back to punish Team Spirit here in round 15. Last round of the first half, and a little run boost for Acor. Flies on in, but doesn't see anyone from it. Spirit very lax over here towards mid with a pretty heavy emphasis on players actually in this A bomb site. Mir's holding on to any potential window boosts that could look to come through, and he's going to start to meander his way down into mid, tries to peek ahead of that smoke, but Shush was ready. And as we've often seen, whenever this mid kill presents itself into the window, Bubsky is usually very, very quick to try and take that position, but this time it comes back to hurt Mad Lions. They're left in this 3-on-4. They go back into the B bomb site, but Chopper is here, holding close, and the flash gets him off the angle. Astillion with the kill has secured the entries into this site, and Sundar Young, he might get fed to the Lions here as he barrels into the site alone. Shush gonna find him, and this leaves Magix I disbalance 2-on-3, make that 1v3, as it is just the AWP left on the Team Spirit side.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate round for it to all crumble down. Just shows us what he can do with that AWP when Acor hands it over. And I disbalance, I mean, they should know exactly what's going on. Nice shot, but there's the trade immediately. No hesitation from Mad Lions, and they find 10 at the end of the first half. Spirit have their work cut out for them in this opening map. But remember, it's the pick of the Danes. And we've got an entire BO3 to see where this one's going. So stick around. Join us in just a minute. We'll be back with the rest of Mirage.
Pretty baby, come and save me. I got a confession for you. Call me crazy, but I may be committing a crime of the first degree. I'm not pretending, I mean what I'm saying. I'm coming in with my hands held high. Gotta face it, I'm not gonna make it without your love, and I got nowhere to go. Don't you see what you're doing to me? I'm in love and I can't break free. Now I'm begging with you, baby. Please don't leave me hanging. Oh, 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 no. It's a lockdown, baby. You drive me crazy. Ain't no escaping. Your love has got me doing time. You're my attorney, my judge and jury. I'm pleading guilty, so lock me up for a key. Oh, wait. Hey, hey. I said lock me up for a key. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Lock me up for a key. You can't restrain me. You can search me. I'll give it all up just to be with you. I'm so happy. Now you've got me. I'll surrender all my love to you. Don't you see what you're doing to me? I'm in love and I can't break free. Now I'm begging with you, baby. Please don't leave me hanging. Oh, oh, oh. It's a lockdown, baby. You drive me crazy. Ain't no escaping. Your love has got me doing time. You're my attorney, my judge and jury. I'm pleading guilty, so lock me up for a key. Oh, oh, yeah. I said lock me up for a key. Yeah. Ooh, lock me up for a key.
Well, it's a roaring start for the Mad Lions here. They're 10-5 up, and on their map pick, they're feeling pretty good. Team Spirit gonna have a pretty hard task ahead of them to grind their way back into this first map of this best-of-3 series. But it could all start with a pistol round victory, and they're gonna set up outside of the A bomb site, looking to get ahead of the curve. There are 3 players here for Mad Lions, with Bubsky available for a fast rotation if needed. As I say that, actually, he's peeled off back towards B. So this is going to leave just 3 players here to try and hold down the line. And it's a nice opener from Shush. He's followed up with another. Not quite the third. Sunday Young does best him. Bit of an awkward fight between Roy and co as he's forced back into the connector. And while all this has gone on, Mir's gotten up into the window. He drops Sicilian on the rotation, but Roy is going to hold down the line. That pistol round is so back and forth. But ultimately, it's Mad Lions coming out ahead.
Yeah, great work from the Danes, and you know this map pool, sorry, is the exact same or very similar to that of our previous series in a different order. Mirage, Nuke, Train obviously, or Nuke obviously coming up next. It's a great map for Spirit. It's one that they almost took off the phase in overtime with the stand-in, but of course Danes do love a bit of Nuke, so that's worth keeping in the back of your mind as well. Mad Lions looking to take us over the line, looking to close this map before Spirit get involved. And, well, that involvement will come in the follow-up round. It's Glocks here, it's AKs in the third, and I imagine, as a result, probably nothing in this round. It's a mowdown from Shush and A-Court, 2 apiece, and Sunday Young going to join the party. It's not really much of a party, more of a funeral. Mad Lions 12-5 up right now. If they win this round, Harry, the map might just be done.
Yeah, it's a pretty horrible spot to be in, right? If you're Team Spirit, your back is really against the wall here. And this is where they've got to do their best work yet in this series so far. It feels a bit of a shame as well, because it feels like Chopper's struggling quite a lot. And usually he's one of like the consistent pillars within this Team Spirit squad. What are the answers going to be for Team Spirit? the other thing is like, you know, with having so little room to play with, it's not like you can kind of feel this out, right, and get a good understanding for how the Mad Lions want to be approaching this CT side. You got to win this one here and now, really, if you're Team Spirit. They're making this right decision to be passive over in middle. There are 2 players here for Mad Lions holding on with this crossfire between lower tunnels and top mid. And Sumdai Young actually able to best Sicilian over at the B bomb site. An early man advantage taken. And this might put a bit more pressure on this mid hold to try and find results. Doing so leaves them in the firing line of Mir. And Chopper even swooping in from a rotation in through the T apartments is going to help his teammate out. Another kill for Chopper, and he's coming alive. That's exactly what we need to see if Team Spirit want to come out ahead here in this map. Sumdai Young going to finish things off, and Team Spirit, I'll take a 6th round.
That's the perfect call for Spirit there, right? Like, they know the Mad Lions are on a bonus with SMGs and Famases, and the Mad Lions feel the need to get aggressive to take kills away. Well, they send Sumdai Young towards B, but after he gets that kill, like you said, it forces Mad Lions' hand. They don't know how many players at B. They only had 1 dude there, so, you know, they know they've lost B. They know they need to get aggressive. On Spirit, they've just set the trap. They were waiting at top mid the entire round. Mad Lions come around the corner and walk into their death and just, you know, fall apart bit by bit. So it's going to be Spirit finding a 6th, saving the day, and keeping themselves in this map. Of course, Mad Lions broken here means Spirit should be able to build at least 1 more round. Then Mad Lions will be coming in with guns in number 20.
Ooh, Roy's DZ. Able to put up 1, but he just has to immediately retreat. These pistols are still finding kills, and while they are getting traded back for Team Spirit, you know, a 3-on-3 in a round that you really haven't put much into is not something you can be too disappointed with. However, 1 by 1, they do get stripped on down. Shush now arriving at Cat. He's retrieved that AK. He might just look to save this, and that looks to be the decision. He's going to back away and concede this 7th round to Spirit. Mad Lions, you know, they're not feeling the sweat just yet. They've still got plenty of room to work with, and so they can afford to make decisions like this, right? And not try and prioritize doing too much damage to the money. It's 7-12, you know, it's definitely not within the realms of possibility that Team Spirit could claw their way back into this game. It all kind of hinged on picking up that first rifle round, right, as to whether or not you had any stake left. And they certainly do now. 7-12, just 5 between them. With 3 players surviving, money made in this round for the Team Spirit squad.
They're just clamoring in the kitchen, but it's going to be a clean sweep with 3 alive, 7 to their name. Akel's got enough for the AWP. He could go for it with armor as well. So plenty of options available for Mad Lions in this round, whether they want to send him. Shush has been the top performer so far in this game. Very influential on the T side, getting a lot of opening kills, a lot of 3 pieces. See if he can keep that up. Idis balance in middle, watching for the push, and Mad Lions are going to bring it to him. Once again, they set up aggressive in middle. Now the question is, do they go further than this point, or do they just wait? Because right now this is a perfect setup to just deal with Spirit taking mid late. Even with this run boost, there it goes. Idis balance missing the shot by an inch, and well, that's not going to be close enough because Mad Lions find 3 kills in an instant. 1 lower, 2 top, and now it's left to Spirit clamoring back at a 2-on-5.
Magix has been spotted as well. Things really do go from bad to worse here for Team Spirit. Not like Magix has been able to remove a man on the back of this Palace play, and a minute left on the clock. Time is the only thing going their way right now, and even that turns against you second by second. So Magix 1v5, not going to happen. 13 on the board for Mad Lions, and a flawless round at that. That's fantastic, because this is going to set them up nicely now in the remainder of this half. The one way I think that we could have seen Team Spirit grind their way back into this game is if they get a hold of the money, and if they keep the side of Mad Lions just on the back foot. And that's now no longer the same kind of problem it would have been if just a few more kills were found in that rifle round there. So sure, there's another investment coming through for Team Spirit, but they're the ones now teetering on the edge of a reset, and the same cannot be said for Mad Lions.
That shot nearly hit for Acor through the smoke onto the jumping player. He's going to post back up, and the orb for Spirit is in this position, but no one really wants to fight this AWP. Acor peeks with his own teammate's flash just a second too early, and he sees nothing, but there was nothing to be seen anyway. Chopper coming out from lower. Nice pre-fire. He predicts the position from Roy and puts Spirit a man up in a crucial round. I mean, like you said, Spirit, they're the ones gunning for this round with no economy left up, so that's such an influential kill. They're going to take it towards B now, grouped up as 5. Definitely the right call here for Spirit, playing the percentages, playing safe. Mad Lions only have 1 man on B, it's Bubsky with the orb. Rotate from Massilian is coming, but will it be here in time?
Gets into the site, now he's got to have a bit of a stand, and he gets his head taken off. Now Bubsky will delete 1 on the cross. Is this going to spur Mad Lions on for the retake? They're a man down right now, and yeah, they've already written this one off. And I like that decision, right? Like, we've been saying how the money's so important. We've been saying how that can make or break this comeback for Team Spirit. And so Mad Lions just aren't going to leave themselves in a position where they have to eco anytime soon. I don't feel pressured yet to go for these unfavorable retakes, and they're going to look to hold on to these weapons. A double AWP could prove to be all the difference for this CT squad.
Safely escaping with 4 and keeping their money intact, as well as their pride. Pride on the other side, though, these Lions are waiting around for that money to continue to build. They are still very much in control of this game, not worried yet. This will be another breaking round, especially for Spirit. If they can find it, they will put Mad Lions on the back foot, and this comeback well and truly will start. This is, I mean, as is tradition, the further you get into a Counter-Strike game, the more important the rounds get, but this really is probably the most important round of the game so far. And that's a great shot to start it. Magic's dropping Roy up on Catwalk. And Spirit can just stop. Whatever their game plan is, they don't need to rush off the back of that one. They can wait to see if Mad Lions try and send in anyone aggressively. Mir, oh, that's a whiff shot, a whiffed opportunity, but he makes up for it with a kill. The grenade going through the window room. Bubsy gonna hang around, but he can't scope at fear of making noise that Mir will hear. So smoke down, wallbang attempted, but Bubsky, he is just gambling at this point. He's hoping Mad Lions might want to just stack a bomb site together and hope Spirit come their way, but as we saw in the first half, when Spirit did the exact same thing, Shush cleared B and came in on a huge flank. That's a big kill. Bubsky defending B site with his life, and the bomb was deep in the apartments as well. That will head elsewhere, down lower towards A. The Mad Lions want to peel away. They've definitely heard that jumping from Chopper. They have players on the catwalk, and so that might be information in and of itself to send Mad Lions back towards this A site.
Acor's already here with his AWP. There's 1 for him, and they don't get that trade. Acor now still a threat, still a problem. And even as they deal with the Cillian back on Cat, they're not out of the woods just yet. However, double AWP in the retake, it's never ideal, and especially not in a 2-on-3 like this. Mir's even wrapping around, doesn't take both the AWPs away, and leaves Acor in this 1v2. Bombs planted for Cat. And there is still a man at ramp looking to spice things up. That's Chopper, and he's going to best Acor in the head-to-head. So a 9th now on the board for Team Spirit, and no money for the Mad Lions side. There is still a world in which Team Spirit can make this comeback happen, and they're starting to make me believe bit by bit, little by little.
Yeah,
this round should be a 10th, right?
As Christine said on the desk prior to this game, right? Like, this team, we know them to start slow. They do like to do that, right? And build back into the game. So, yeah, Spirit, a slow start in this one. 5 rounds in the first half, but right now they're making this one competitive. Oh dear, the pistols in middle could be a problem. 1 kill's already come through. The Scouts found another, not like this, Spirit. They can't afford to lose to the full eco, and luckily they'll regain control of the round. This Scout shot, if it lands, could be a big one, but Acor, oh, shooting early. He's going to go back for it. Chopper walking past Shush, and he's loud as well. Shush whiffs the shot. Dear, oh dear. Every chance Mad Lions have had in this round has been bottled, and now it's going to be Spirit just walking into B as a unit. They know where Acor is, or at least was, and they're able to take him down. Nice round from Spirit. Pistols, they get a little bit scary for a second there, Harry, but they won't be winning anything anytime soon. Mad Lions coming back in with guns at a 13-10 scoreline.
Now the pressure might be starting to get to Mad Lions a bit, right? Like, because when this comeback starts, when Team Spirit starts to get rounds on the board, you're thinking, oh, well, we've got such a big lead, you know, like we don't have to worry yet. And well, now they don't have such a big lead, so now might be the time to worry. And with iDisbalance legging Shush on the cross, it's a nice start to this round for Spirit. Just a bit of chip damage. Akor's going to try and go aggressive and spots this man back in top mid, but isn't going to get offered a chance at the repeak. Mir just concedes this ground. However, this has left Akor with an angle into the T apartments, and another player this time gets on by. This AWP being so deep in top mid can cause some problems for Spirit though, right? Because now Mad Lions get the information on each and every one of these players that they see cross, and they haven't seen anyone go back into the apartments yet. So they know that at least 2 players are down. Now, there's a third. Akor's finally like, maybe I should zoom all the way in. But it does concede his position in top mid. I figured we'd see a bit more of a A site lean right now from Mad Lions with the information that Akor gets, that 3 players have crossed back out of the apartments. But they still have these 2 dedicated over towards B. Shush is holding on to Palace, and he's got support from Roy inside of the site. Team Spirit have been so quiet here. Oh, that Molly couldn't have come in at a better time if they tried. As the push comes through, Chopper falls, the bomb gets dropped, so now they know it's the A play. 25 seconds and nothing is presenting itself to Team Spirit. Now, nade of the century from Roy there as he brings himself down low. It's a bit of a handicap, but he's just giving the advantage to Team Spirit, toying with them. Mir, last man remaining, and Shush is going to get rid of him. 14 on the board for Mad Lions as they look to get this one over the line.
Oh, that was just an excellent round, wasn't it? And, you know, like you said, it's just a Molotov. I think the Molly probably wins them the round, because look at the first kill that comes through. The bomb just gets thrown out of the Palace into the balcony. Magix, he gets a second chance. He backs up and waits in the smoke, but he just relies on a smoke fade, and he gets taken down by Shush. So, yeah, what could Spirit even do once they lost that first player? Nothing. But just double down and hope for the best. And now that's what they're going to do here. Fast and furious into the site. But Akor has quick reactions. We'll find iDisbalance in the Palace. Spirit are going to commit here on the cross, looking to get the bomb planted. Chopper is low, but he does jump over the spam shots of Roy. Good luck ducking below the grenade, though. He will not be able to do that. No acrobatics today. Roy jumps out of the site, and Spirit abandoned this one. I love the call. Mir has cleared out B. In all of this madness, and all of the speed that they took the A site, Mad Lions have rotated, as they should have, off of B. Bubsky's going to try and spot this. He's too late, though. Oh, he needs to go left if he wants the info, and he gets it. Won't get a kill, but that's everything. He now knows he can beat these players to the site, but are they ready for Mir? That is the big question.
Yeah, well, they hear the footsteps in apps, right? And at this point, Mad Lions are probably thinking, guys, they're not even in yet. We've got them dead to rights. And that's where Mir could do a hell of a lot. He's going to drop that smoke over towards Cap. We still don't know he's here, and that allows him to blindside a Cillian. Now this wrap from Roy has been spotted, and no kill was found on the back of giving up this information. This has suddenly gone from being what looked like a great round for Mad Lions to now one that Team Spirit looked to walk away with, and it's all on the back of Mir getting into B so quickly, so far ahead of the rest of the team, and just securing this path for the bomb to come on in. Akor and Bubsky, they're going to save, because once again, it's this double AWP in the retake, and that's not what you want to be giving over, and it doesn't give you a great chance of finding anything. It's a little bit heartbreaking, because Sunday Young and Magix are both very, very low. Like, Mir is the only man with any HP.
For sure, to echo what you said, like that felt like Mad Lions had the round under lock and key. The fact that they don't like initially rush into B, like Bubsky doesn't make the mistake. He actually goes into B, he throws util and apps, and then he leaves. And because Mir was so hidden in the site, Mir actually never sees Bubsky. Past that, you think, oh, things are looking good. But I guess that gave a false sense of security to Mad Lions after Bubsky went B and didn't die from it. So Cillian just runs into the site. Why would he know that Mir's there? And he doesn't. He dies, and, well, yeah, Spirit, they just commit out the balcony. So really, really good round from them. The rotate is very, very well called, as, you know, they send a fast A initially, and they're going to do it again. This time committing behind it, though. The bomb is here, and it's here to stay. Spirit have cleared out A. Mad Lions stacking B, and that is so quick. 136 when Bubsky gets shot from the A site. Probably wasn't ready for such a quick pace out into the... Oh, dear. Oh, no. Harry, what's happening?
We need an adult, because it's just Shush and Akor left in this 2-on-4. And once again, Hugo, if I told you they were going to try and hold on to the double orbs, would you believe me? They don't get away, though.
Oh, dear. What is Mir doing? This is sweaty. He's on top of the cash register. He's looking to make a withdrawal, and Acor, he's heard him. But two players moving, plus a man on cap, plus a man in apps. Oh no, Acor, you're not getting out of this one alive. It's all about how many kills can he take.
Well, the answer might surprise you. It's 0. Team Spirit, they hunt him down, they hound down this orb, and they'll put a 12th up on the board. Now, there is still money for Mad Lions, but you're in a bit of an awkward spot. You can get this investment here and now. If you lose it, however, this comeback is more than just a threat. It feels like it's going to come through, right? It feels like a 14-14 would be guaranteed if you invest here and you lose this round. So on top of that, right, the fact that we know this team has been liking to have these orbs at every opportunity, that's not an option to them here. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for this investment. They can't afford to play scared. With 2 between them and Team Spirit, maybe they should be.
This is mad, Harry. And the fact of the matter is, like, Spirit do this. They pull this comeback that was 13-5, and they win this map. Like, we head to their pick. We head to Nuke. Yeah, of course, you can make the argument. Nuke, Danish territory, great map for Mad Lions. All of those things are true, but it's Spirit's pick, and so that really sets them up. So, yeah, it's a scary world we're in right now. Quick spot in the window. Roy does not want to recommit to that one. It's actually Acor, rather. Roy is dropped under. Acor trying to flash into middle, right-clicking this one, popping below. And no one from Mad Lions wants to face. Look at how passive everyone is. Look at how scared everyone is of going down early. I don't blame them, but someone will eventually. And oh dear, it's all over the place. It's a team kill from the T side, and blink and you miss it. 15 rounds. Mad Lions just kill everyone in middle. I don't know what happened. That lower player bursts out, joins the team, and Mad Lions push through every smoke available. I don't know what happened, Harry, but I do know we're at map point.
Yeah, very unfortunate way for everything to fall apart for Team Spirit. Like, Magic's TKing. I didn't even catch it. I didn't realize, you know, where he got that kill from, but it looked like it was just an unfortunate lineup at Catwalk once all the flashbangs started going off, and that round just went to chaos. Mad Lions in this round, they're switching things up once again. They've gone aggressive down here towards ramp, and this is a nice bit of information to grab if you're in the Mad Lions crew, but they've got to do something with this information. While they have 2 players down at ramp, it might not matter if the B play comes in and these site players fall, and then the rotation is just so far away. So these 2 dudes at B, they've got to hold the line, and it's Shush and Asilian. They've opened up with a kill already, and that has stopped this B play in its tracks for Team Spirit. They don't even look like they want to commit to it now. They start to go back. They start to change their mind, perhaps. However, this bomb, which is on the back of Magic's, is still in the apartment, still in the danger zone. While these kills are coming in elsewhere on the map, it's left Team Spirit with nothing. They try and go into B, and they get mopped up.
Damn, Mad Lions here. They come to play. I gotta say, you gotta give some props to Spirit in this series. That was a hugely dominant game at one point in favor of the Danes. But Spirit, they put a lot of T-side rounds on the board. They don't let Mad Lions streak any back-to-back CT rounds in that half, apart from the pistol and the anti-eco. And yeah, I think Spirit showed us a lot there, but unfortunately not enough. It was Mad Lions' pick, and like I said, going to Nuke now, the second map for the series. I think we're in for a belter, Harry. I think this one could go the distance.
It certainly could, right? Nuke is a very interesting second map, Hugo. It's one that's good for both of these teams, as was Mirage. But for me, I'm just going to be kicking it back with the Lion Boys, because they just put on a great performance there. That's all for this first map, but join us for the second and the analyst desk after a quick break.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Well, the results are in, and so is the scoreline. 16-12, Mad Lions picking up this first side, this first map of this best-of-3 series, Mirage, that is. And it's going to be a tale for the Danes to look back on with success and tell people about. Of course, we look at it from afar. We say, well, you know, what could an Disbalance and Spirit have done better right here? That's the real question on our minds. And that's what we're going to begin to dive into. I'm going to be doing that with Pimp and Potter, who are both with me right now. And moreover, when we look at the game itself, this one was a lot closer than I think the scoreline will appear.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot closer than it appeared. But man, Lions, Acore, Acore is just such a pleasure to watch. We've known it for quite some time that he's got the skill, the mechanical skill to consistently pull him out of those pickle situations. But man, his decision making, you can absolutely see that he's been working on it, because this game, so far, he was so decisive. And even the entirety of the Lions squad, just every decision that they made, they always had a plan to back themselves up. And they were never in a situation where they had to react to Spirit. They were always in control, always controlling the pace of these rounds. And so it made their T side a little bit of a breeze, I gotta say. But you're right. I mean, Spirit, they did posture for that comeback, but what the heck happened in that 28th round? I gotta ask them in the interview, because they had that mid control and then they just kind of rushed into a full-on stack towards that catwalk. So that was a little bit of a blunder, but once again, Lions, they came prepared. They came prepared for those kinds of duels that Spirit were throwing at them.
Personally, Jacob, I'm just amazed that we have the Lion King in the house, or the Tiger King, whatever he wants to call himself, that being Harry. And of course, we don't have him in this house, but in your house, you put together a nice stats helix for us that we can kind of go over as a group. So everybody just sit back and enjoy the show. Jacob, break it down.
Let's do it. We're jumping into round number 12. The score is 5-6. It's a relatively close game. And as me and Christine talked about coming into this game, both of these lineups were feeling comfortable. They're playing super aggressive now. What we're going to see here is two players rushing up towards underground. Shus is going to have a duel right here, and he's going to win both of them. Right here, you see Spirit. They are comfortable. They want to play aggressive. They want to take away map control from Mad Lions. Thank God for Shus, he wins out the duels. Now, the response coming in here from Spirit, again, they're doing a good job. Young, he pushed all the way down here, and he's going to find a duel towards these the two T players coming into T-spawn. We play out the clip right here. We can skip forward a little bit. Young almost finds the kill right here. You're down 5 versus 3. You're doing the exact thing you're needing to do. You're being aggressive. You're trying to regain map control. If we switch over to the point of view of the players, you can see how close it actually is that Young is going to win this round for them. Shus here finds one kill, finds another one right here. That's just well played by him. Now, Young being aggressive, being proactive, trying to take back the round for Spirit, trying to take back the map control now. He's super unlucky, dare say, not getting A-core. If he wins the second duel, you're going to see on the screen in just a second, he could have turned that round around for Spirit. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to, but this was a great example of a team that, despite going down 10-1 and 10-5 in the first half, they were actually doing a good job. They were actually being proactive, and they were actually playing some Counter-Strike at a very high level.
And we actually need to talk about the next map. It's going to be here sooner rather than later. It's going to be Nuke. This is going to be Spirit's pick. Christine, do you feel a little bit better knowing that, or is it still something that is just lost to the wind?
Yeah, I definitely feel a little bit better knowing that, and especially knowing that once again, Spirit, we know that the first map of the series, they start off a little bit slow, but we're going to their home pick. This is Nuke, and this is their comfort pick. This is where Young, and especially iDisbalance, I think, will have a much better time, because we saw exactly the prowess that he showcased towards the outside yard, always mobile, going to help out towards that ramp. So I expect iDisbalance to kind of get himself into this series.
It's over. Yeah. Mad Lions 2-0 GG VP.
That's it. Just write it off. It's done, Jacob. All right, fair enough. We'll do that just for you, though. But I mean, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to play out this next map. Sorry, Jacob, maybe next time around. But you say that Young on Nuke. I just want to say that perhaps Spirit have some more to show right here. Maybe they've got a little more gas in the tank. We're going to go to a break. We come back. We jump into the second map of the series. The DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 marches on.
It's no time to lay low. Turn dreams into cream, get your pesos. Turn those pesos into bankroll, and in no time get the cheese like queso. I used to be the first guy to procrastinate. I used to waste mad time in my mind state. Was like, I ain't got time for the grind, but you never be great without work, let it marinate. I'm waking up and thank God for a good day. I never worry what naysayers gon' say. I take my ideas, put them into high gear. By the end of 5 years, now I'm getting dumb paid. I keep my mind on point, mental kung fu. Won't let nobody tell me what I can't do. I lace my shoes, I'm on the move, I paid my dues. I'm a winner, so I can't lose. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, cash out, make it happen. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, last out, make it happen. Yo, I'm trying to be a mogul. Have my own brand with my own logo.
diamonds escorted by Popo. You can call me CEO. Yo, I got dreams so big they obese. I'm trying to make cash money while I'm sleeping. Why it can't happen? No reason. All I gotta do is put the work in, beastin'. I'm going all out, baby, till we ball out. When you see me racking up wins, give me more clout. Time short, so I gotta get mine. I'ma grind to the finish line, homie, let's shine. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, last out, make it happen. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, last out, make it happen. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, last out, make it happen. We gotta turn big dreams into action. We gotta mix action with the passion. Time short, no time for relaxing. Be the first in, last out, make it happen.
Team Spirit taking on Fnatic. Not Fnatic, what am I saying? Taking on Mad Lions, of course. It's our second BO3 of the day.
How did you forget, man? I have a literal reminder here for you, Hugo. There's pictures of lions behind me.
Wow.
We're in the enclosure, my friend. And the enclosure now is Nuke. Second map in this series. It's the map pick of Team Spirit, one that's treated them well in the past. The Mirage kind of falls into a similar vein in that sense, right? Like it's this entire series is just good maps for both of these teams. So for Team Spirit, I think the pressure's really on, especially with this T-side start.
I want to hear those lions roar, Harry. Can you give it to me?
I got you, man.
Yeah, nice. I can barely hear that, but I'm sure there was a roar somewhere.
There was a roar. I don't want to have it too loud on account of, you know, I don't want everything to just be a lion, but let's see, right? It's a tricky one to balance. So let's see if Astillion can balance his ramp aggression here. Ooh, he certainly seems to think so. He's chained together a nice little double, and this leaves Disbalance. Well, we're talking about balance. This guy really is the definition of unbalanced, and maybe even, I was going to say unhinged if he did something cool, but no, he just gets shut down immediately.
Yeah, nice clean pistol around there. No deaths from Mad Lions. And, you know, they're already a map up, Harry. That's not what Spirit wanted on their pick, especially considering they're starting on the T side, right? Getting that, you know, potential 2-0, 3-0 lead off the back of the pistol and the anti-ecos, that can be the difference maker in between a good and a bad half, and sometimes even a game as it gets close. But that's going to go in the favor of Mad Lions. They will be able to streak the start, and with no plant in the pistol, it's a full eco for Spirit, making the right call. I noticed on that Betway graphic, they've swapped out Lecro for Twist, so I guess they did update it in the week off. Nice. Yeah, he's a bit of a pistol here, not on Nuke, but let's see if he can find anything against it.
Lots of players towards outside. Team Spirit with these Glocks. But to be fair, he doesn't really get 5 alive. They put this second round on the perfect start here if you're in the Mad Team Spirit. Only playing pistols there. They've round. It's going to be AKs across the board. A little bit limited in terms of the utility that they bring with them. They've had volleys, do we want flashes? And these are the standard pretty deep ones that get, and you'll see that Roy here, he's dropped a Molotov and that's disrupted the flow of these smokes. So he's left himself, no one from Team Spirit has crossed with.
Yeah, I wonder if that's realized. Chop Spirit are aware that, okay, you know, we're not going to have ramp empty, right? Like, Mad Lions haven't dropped B off the back of this, you know, next level. Things change. No one's lower. Everyone's waiting. Some opponents to lower. He'll just fall off as he sees those players enter. He's trying to play off the info, figure out where Spirit are going. Do they want to wrap heavy? If they are, there's a setup here for that. Bubsky and Shush with the 1-2 punt. Shush is committing. He'd at least play a spot where he could back off if he spotted opponents. Maybe he still will if he Spirit leave radio and set up for this A split. Chopper, he was outside. Now he's not going to check the hut. No one is. And so if Spirit take, you know, in the site.
Ooh. Yeah, Bubsky as well, being this like first point of contact, counted for, and he's allowed to wreak absolute havoc. Mir left in this first man, but Acor is able to keep this down 2 in the round. So it's a nice attempt at the A play, but a perfect counter from the Mad Lion. Time, the crossfire is set up, and it all proves to be a little bit much.
That would have been a great round for Spirit if they pushed hot with the door, but for some reason they went after they lost those opening kills. Like, just split both of them at the same time. Setup for Mad Lions, who are looking the wrong way. It made that harder than it needed to be. I love the A crunch, right? Like having the Chopper split main and just going for a quick inner exec is good, or upper exec, but yeah, I think just the lack of hut control simply lost them the round. Without that, done as they do. And that's a very different round all of a sudden. Pistols and a man up for Mad Lions with almost nothing to play with if you're Spirit here. Utility, no primaries. Might just run through the hut or the ramp, either one. Ramp's a good call because you can apply. But this setup from Mad Lions is sweaty. Asilian's letting them drop lower. He's going to take a fight here at bare minimum, but Bubsky is right below on B to deal with them when they drop. So Asilian, 1. It's a nice shot from Acor. He finds a double. Oh, Bubsky's not even needed. Saved, very close, but it's there for Mad Lions. 4-0. The money is a strong start from the CT side.
They just rush into hut, and this is great, right? Because it's still Look, we have a buy round. Let's take it. And you know, Asilian and co, they just they run into Lovey. They shut down these players that are holding. This forces Team Spirit's hand into a pretty horrible. By the way, Bubsky is still coming alone. 1v5, cowering down. Anything could kill him at this point. The nades are raining in. And hunted down a Mad Lion. No humility, no humanity there. They just hunt and hunt and hunt. A way to send a message if CT half.
Yeah, and Spirit right away, but it's the reason it doesn't work for them is because they hold for Woodline's pushing off of us as fast, coming in through ramp, and so the hut player first, or at least for that ramp player to be in position. So Spirit, they hold, when they move, and that's when Mad Lions peak. Like, obviously, it's just Counter-Strike. Yeah, really works out well. Of course, the fast wrap from Bubsky, got all the double tactical pause for Spirit. They're going to use 2 for the price of get back into their buy round. I save money, everyone else can afford, and that bare minimum half buy. And yeah, they'll get like save some money. You're already down. You don't want to make it any round. But what this will mean, more likely than not, is Mad Lions are going 6-0 up.
They wait for the Molotovs to fade and rush this upper side. They've walked past a man that was concealed in these smokes. That was Bubsky, but he's 3-on-3 presents itself to Team Spirit and a chance to find something into the flash. Back of it. Instead, that bomb drops down through the vents to try and head down here toward this side's clear. And now they set up for the retake on the side of Mad into his sight. Acor left with the AWP. He's trying to run for the hills. So they're following him. They're hounding him down. Acor has a man in tow, but it looks like he will be able to get away into heaven. He's just about dodging everyone.
Yeah, this is a really good path, actually. And he escapes safely. No one's going to be able to beat, but Acor will get deep enough in the spawn. And presuming no shenanigans, path for Acor fully avoids any event or the chase from the ramp. Well, just not as deep as Acor. They didn't know. Why would they? It's going to be a nice admit. I don't know how he gets away with a double hit. He used to trade that one, but that pistol round, a low economy round going the way. Disbalance, who's yet to frag, has got an AWP. So this is great. Spirit have everything they need. Oh no! Bang shot. Disbalance dead. Sumdai Young's dropped as well. And on 3.
Mibr might get afforded this kill onto a secret player, though. He's waiting, pacing to present itself, and he's going to be able to come in later to help out. Magic's burning out. Always going to catch Mibr up on top of Main. They get here for Mad Lions, but this bomb is still back in lobby, and with Bubsky holding an aggressive first man while Chopper trades, they now know he's here. They pressure in through the hut. Chopper's going to try and isolate that fight, and so Mad Lions, 6 to their name, really off to a side. And thus far, I haven't really seen much from Team Spirit that convinces me that they're able to turn this one around yet. You know, it's felt pretty one-sided thus far. Outside of that one A rush where they catch players, you know, I think it was just unfortunate there. I think it was Bubsky in that one round, like gets lost in a smoke at the door and is left, you know, like just his teammate in the site can't hold it down versus 5. Outside of that, I haven't really seen much from Spirit that like instills me with confidence, which is a little bit worrying. And Disbalance, you know, finally getting to don this AWP. He's 0-7 right now. Hopefully this could be the change that's needed. And if he keeps holding secret, he's going to be rewarded for his patience. He spots that utility usage coming out. And And actually, it looks like it's a bit of a one-way for Astillion to work behind.
I don't know if it went the way he wanted, because as he threw it, a Molotov landed from Chopper, and it set the smoke off. So Astillion, he does use a one-way here. I've definitely seen people do that before, but I don't know if it was as clean or as close as maybe he would have liked because of that Molotov. But yeah, it gets spotted anyway, so Astillion dropping back is the right call here. And, you know, that A-Rush was good, yeah, but it's not something you can do every round. It's not something you can fall back into safely, because Mad Lions will just start stacking the bomb site early. So Spirit need to at least try and pull Mad Lions out of their standard default. And, well, they push the AWP back up B, but it's come at a cost, and that cost is Magic's dead. They might go A after all, but how many players are there here to stop them? Roy might just be enough. He's got a lot of damage and drops another as well. Chopper on one, Someday gone, and well, there's two players on the site here. Mir may burst a smoke, but I thought he was going to wrap Heaven instead. It's a B play. It's a good call for Spirit, but there's still rotations here. Mad Lions are in the secret.
Oh dear, Mir's tried to pick up the pace, and they don't account for him just barreling through the Molotov. However, while Mir's tried to be the hero, he had to be even more. Disbalance left in this 1v2. 10 seconds left. The time is against him. The Lions are up against him. Everything is coming up against Team Spirit right now, and it's a 7th on the board for the Danes. They're looking good, they're feeling good, and there really should be even more success in the future. I imagine it's going to be like a partial investment here from the side of Team Spirit. But this CT side is in such a good spot to just run away with this first half. And attack timeout called in for Spirit. I mean, justifiably so, right? They are... They're vying to try and take this all three. And after how close Mirage ended up being, in spite of like a pretty one-sided beginning, I figured, you know, Team Spirit moving into their map pick of Nuke were really going to bring the heat. And that's just not really been the case thus far.
Like the maps the Spirit have taken, or the teams of Spirit have beaten on this map, time with a stand-in for one of their best. Beat Fnatic 16-3, dominant CT side. They've beaten fours. Others, not a map the Spirit should be uncredited to Mad Lions for making this scoreline happen. One eco by to that of their one round. Cross towards Secret is tagged up. Roy won't finish the job though. And Chopper gets down hit word as there are more players around, double up on the ramp. They've got to deal with another Ape. Shush doing a lot from the top. He third, and this is just a mop up. No problem for Mad Lion. And 8-1 on the CT. Stop it.
Very bad. They just look so confident, and you brought this up back on Mirage. As you can tell that whenever Astillion's made a call, everyone's listening. Every one of these rounds, there's been so little hesitancy and so much confidence from the. They've just been looking so dominant. Once again, perfect timing for it. They get the information that lobby's clear. Teams here, and two more were meant to come in and lost lobby. They get down towards Secret with 2 players, but they've had to expend even more time. They've got to run the gauntlet with no smokes down outside here to hold it. But it's not exactly a mystery where teams spread the information if you're on this CT side.
Well, that's because they're all B. There's 3. He's killed Disbalance. What is I? And well, Chopper's going to get a kill. Oh, the AWP pushed back again. And I don't think Mad Lions realize right now he's pushing the AWP back as far as he can. This is a masterful round for Chopper because he's going to go back up the vent into A where 2 players are joining him. But that's the same story for Mad Lions. I say that. Astillion is on the ramp room trying to pick which site to stay at. And they're about to realize, but the hard way. Roy needs a kill here. He's found one. It's traded. Good work from Roy. But again, Spirit are in control of this round. There's a tag onto Chopper. He's still hanging around on B, but he needs to eventually join. He's playing playing cat and mouse, and he might just take a bite out of Acor. A missed shot again. What's going on? The bomb's been planted. Chopper's bailing. He's out of here. Acor, you have the vents if you want them, but if he rotates up, he's rotating up into Mia. That being said, he's in the lobby right now. No info over A, and the bomb's been tapped.
And this is going to force Mir to take a peek. He's left in the 1v2, and he does deal with a silly, and it all falls onto
Oh,
Acor.
no!
Oh, dear. He's kept himself out of secret. Acor runs to the bomb. He taps it. He sticks it. And Mir already beating him on the timing. It's big cat and mouse. Oh, the kill comes in for Acor, and there is enough time for the defuse. He has the kit.
Insane.
And 9th on the board for Mad Lions. And that round is absolute chaos. That round is disgusting. But also just a great demonstration of like mind games between the 4 players that are still alive in the server. Oh man,
everything about it, from Shush getting to kill Idis Balance in secret when there are 2 players in Garage, or Chopper going back 6 times against Acor in secret, like really trying to kill the AWPer there. Could have just played with his teammate. He's like, nah man, I want this frag. Yeah, I mean, this is surely an end of having all too much fun in, especially not Sunday Young burning after 1 in main. On top of the roof, could go anyway, could drop main, he could flank outside, that's where Acor is. There are a lot of options for Mia, but does he want to take them?
Yeah, he'll still clear. I'll try that again.
Yeah, go for it.
Steer clear of outside. And now Team Spirit setting up over here towards the... maybe that spurs them on. Mir is still up here on top and late and help out with this upper execute. That is if they want to commit to it. 2 players in the site right now for Matt. Into the vent. Kind of give Team Spirit... advantage, but these 2 players have managed a silent drop with all the grace of an elephant. Caught back in the site, picks it up. Secondly, Team Spirit, they might be able to put another 1v3 money despite an untouchable spot for Mad Lion from the IGL.
Yeah, Mad Lion's sleeping at the wheel there, right? Dropping in. I think it was the AWP of Acor, but dropping in for Heaven, committing towards not fun. Obviously, it's more timing than anything, but yeah, they just hung around in the Heaven and way more useful position. I think of that, just the timing is a real problem. And all Spirit throughout that door smoke, and Mad Lion's double nade vent in anticipation that works, but it gives Spirit the info. So, oh no, there's another man. And they hard check. Look how ready Magic is for that. Like, Spirit knew exactly what was going on. Well, you're going to lose the round. And Spirit, but it is the building block. And maybe they can build upon it and put some more in how this game started. But is it going to be that easy? I mean, probably not.
Lining up for the outside smoke and then actually bail away and side play come in, right? Just a little bit later. Roy has actually swung wide and snuck into these outs. Impeccable timing. Mir is up on top of main. And if Roy keeps going up, in. Mir from a top of main does put it back into a 4-on-4. It's a little bit of an awkward. Astillion gonna hold on to Hell, and he gives that to Mir. Mad Lions. Bobski, he's surely dead here, right? And he is. Choppers, and that's a kill given over it.
Yeah, you talk about the smokes, the default ones that come from spawn, or the delayed ones that you throw from the fences. The reason Spirit throw those instead of the Roy has mollied the smokes and wrecked them, but if you throw them from the fences and quicker and they land with less bounce structured by a Molotov. Great shot from A site. I say that Chopper's got the B pick. They can go a third round. That'll do. And hangs Shush out to dry. We got there in the end. And so did Spirit up.
And now they're decided, and you know, in these last few rounds with Team Spirit finally finding success, they're good. You know, it's 9.5, or at the very, very least, like for a ball. Thinking about the fact that this was 9 in a round.
Picked up, but that's pretty much all Mad Live, and yeah, moving towards the spawn quickly. The 4th round on this T side, and yeah, this is, you know, considering its nuke holds more weight than any other half it could match it. Like, yeah, enough to win a game. Obviously, that's still a big question mark, but considering this is Spirit's map pick in the series, we've seen them do a lot of work on this map before. And are warming into the game. They were so sidelines that game, while it still went their way, they may have gone down. They're not going to be giving up without a fight.
I wonder if we're going to see any more of this, right? I think early on, the ability to just since then, we have seen Team Spirit early on, and so the reason I'm kind of wondering gone back to in times like this, but Team Spirit have kind of adjusted to it. Time to lobby crunch. As Team Spirit blow the door out, they smoke off main, they put site. They don't go pushing in on the back of it. They're playing with the kind of forcing Mad Lions to have to commit into these bomb sites early on and then trying to play around it later in the round. They get the attention of Mad Lions in towards A, and now they set up our secret. There is a man named Astillion. And he's going to be trying to stand his ground as they creep their way through outside. There's no smokes throwing. Those will go in a little bit later as they come in now. It's not the conventional smokes. Instead, it's falling at the garage. This has removed a lot of these lines of sight towards outside and allows Team Spirit to wrap in towards Hell should they choose to. And if you look at the map, you'll see they've chosen to.
Yeah, Cillian dropped that one-way smoke as well, but Mad Lions, Spirit are ready for it. And, oh dear, are they ready for this? The push from Acoy hits a tag. A tag is not enough. And Sunday Young, he's going to just molly the back of the lobby. He reads it well. They try and rush him from behind. And Sunday Young is just controlling this radio room like a genius. Shush, spamming back, almost connects to the bullet that would have dealt death. And they're getting stuck, but they will drop lower where Mad Lions are waiting. Cillian dropping the bomb, only one though. Mibr with the trade, and such low players here for Spirit means Mad Lions teeth are tottering on the edge of victory. The wall bang from Bubsky. If he opened the door, he would have just killed the planter. Instead, he just does damage and allows a second try at the job. Spirit will plant. Bubsky still fighting, but does he want to give this up for the save? Does he want to fight for the last round of the half? Because they'll have no money if they lose these guns. He rotates to the only point that isn't being covered by Spirit. And so Mad Lions will get their guns out of this one, but I've got to say, Bubsky opened the door there, man. He would have dropped the bomb. There was no cover. There was zero cover, and that wasn't a fake plant either. So there was a world where Mad Lions win this round. Instead, it's, you know, questioning whether they even get away with the guns. Shush, man, you got to run ramp or you're dead. Like, this is a precarious position at the best of times. Yeah. Didn't think that one was going to go all too well. Bubsky, though, does save the orb, so silver linings here for Mad Lions.
I feel like Aiko has been really unfortunate as well in these last few rounds. The amount of times we've seen him deal like glancing blows to players, but never to deal with them. And he was instrumental earlier on, well and truly back into the swing of things. And this is where Roy looks to make a bit of a return, looking for a bit more and something tall rather. That's the third for Roy as he's making me stutter, making me flutter to fight here outside. He gets helped out by Asilian. And some missed this round because he's left in a 1v3 roll over here towards outside. Out for him, the AWP of Asilian has fallen, but there's the repeat from Roy. 4 in the round as he puts a 10th on. The first half has been very, very back and forth. Happen to lock in that third map.
Mad Lions holding a 5-round lead at the end of the first half. You're just joining us, looking to 2-0 this one and knock Spirit out of the lower bracket. It might not be that easy, though. And they look to build into this game. Let's see if they can.
Yeah, they very, very well to put up this 10-5 back to their feet, right? There was a time where Spirit were 9-1 down. Realms of impossibility here for this come. Oh, how on earth has he made that go situation there? Chopper pressured from too many angles at once. And this has forced a heavy rotation from Spirit down towards B. Magic's, though, All right, this balance rather ramp. A-Core is holding onto the vent. The positioning of A-Core, it maybe is giant. He shuts down that player. We're into this 3-on-2. Bomb plant core will pick up the slack. Around going their way in this second half.
Direction. That entire round is misdirection for Mad Lion. Or with the main smoke, the door nade, you know, put the bomb. They try and drop B, they move 2 of the 3 players to B, that's a good call. And the Mad Lions run right back up towards Spotted from Hell. Spirit, they don't know where to go. So they spend the entire round just giving away information and then faking back. I think a really good round for Mad Lions. So the rounds today have been excellent. Right, like think of the train maps where we had T's moving through the connector. So like lots of heaven flanks as well. And that one was a good one. Yeah, they're full of them. They're also full of bullets, or at least holding guns that are full of bullets, and they will send them the way. Young is still here. The Mad Lions might eat the mag.
Whew. Well, that's the bomb gifted and a dream for Sumdai Young. And low HP player coming as well. Oh dear, he's just getting spammed into oblivion. And well, now I was really hopeful that Sumdai Young was about to pop off with the Mag 7. I guess is just a menace. Like, look at it's just spraying through by not finding success. Now leaves Team Spirit fire. It's an eco round here. This should, and this leaves you at even more insurmountable odds.
Yeah, just one step closer to victory lane, or at least for Spirit, elimination. Not because they want to be eliminated, but unfortunately it might not be that easy. Mad Lions burning the core Killian. He's making money while he does it. Dear, oh dear, 3 kills. He's going to take the Glock out as well. They're going to yoink the fade, and Mad Lions are flawless. Now, this is it. I just balance Harry. He has 1 kill, and we are 19 rounds into the game. 1 Orb. We've seen him do some miraculous things with this weapon, but they need to happen now, and not later, not in a round's time, not tomorrow.
Yeah, let's have a bit more of a performance here on this season. You just said, like, 1 kill all first half long. And I know it wasn't. They kind of got into a bad spot, but you need, or else you were never going to win. This balance has a chance there to catch these players. And this now leaves Roy down towards B. That's forced to rotate the map. Around the rest of Mad Lions, they're still up in the lobby. They haven't really made their mind up yet. And also, Mir has decided to get in on the action. He's coming on a secret flank. However, they are watching for this. It is no secret to Roy. He's secured the man advantage for Mad Lions. Now Disbalance tries to get stuck in down at B. He finds a Cillian. This is going to prompt more rotations because Spirit, they've seen so many players down at this site. And as they try and rotate down the vents, that's when Bubsky and co open up. They secure these kills into A. And with it, likely this 14th round. Bomb plant going to come through. Disbalance and Chopper, they're not going to attempt this one. They're going to try and hold on to these weapons. Maybe they do attempt it now. With that kill going their way, they might be curious. But it's just, you know, if you go for this and you die, you've got nothing up against 14. You have got zilch. Well, they are getting given the kills. So maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to go for this, but you know you have to. You know you've got to throw everything into this. The time, Harry, it's ticked too far. The kills. Mad Lions get every frag they need. That's a great round for them. Round of misdirection from Mad Lions. They get players down towards B. That was never a B play from the start. They just wanted the control. They set the bomb up in door, B pick. They know eventually Spirit will rotate. whether that be ramp, whether that be secret, whether that player. Not only do they have him, choppy from ramp, and Mad Lions know, well, I just balance in the site, they go, yeah, this group, they win the round. So, yeah, I on this map, and, you know, make where they're going, and then hitting the opposite direction. Harry, and we're only 3, 4, 5, maybe one of the last. Chopper looking for Deeks, he does set 1, but his teammate finding 2. There's a third man here. Do they know it? Do they realize it? Was that communicated as Mir hides behind Blue? Blue, it might not matter. Mad Lions walking through a smoke into the chance. He's going to spam, and he's dropped the might be lifted up, and Spirit might save their own bacon in this round. So they must win. I mean, every round is out that.
Yeah, this double setup is a cool idea as well. It's Ubin. It never really comes in. It's a nice idea, right? If anyone had tried wrapping towards hell or heaven, beating around at the box there. So Team Spirit, eye disbalance, and to try and go outside already on the angle is all him in the head-to-head.
Stuff like that is it's like, it's just an obvious one for Acre, right? I just balance does that so much up against Harry. I think they're just reading into Spirit well. It's been happening all game.
Second time around, Astilion's gonna do it. In through the blue bin, not the friend of Mir that he thought it once was. Lions, Magic's over here in main. He's gonna get smoked off. That directs his attention back towards Squeaky, and he catches Bubsky forced into this smoke, into a very side to capitalize on it. And while all this is the information that players were crossing. There is still some Die Young here, waiting at the bottom of B, just biding his tears. The shutdown, Team Spirit. In these last few Mad Lions, they haven't been some of these like just standard positions. Like, you know, I guess it makes sense that I think, you know, like Chopper's just seen you going towards ramp, so it make down towards B.
Yeah, Mad Lion overconfident, but just not clearing corners in some of these rounds, and is coming back. And so I don't think they're going to be feeling the pressure, but, you know, you don't want you don't want to give them 12 rounds and then suddenly you're wondering, why didn't we just close this when it was... Remember, last map, 13-5 scoreline. So, you know, of his Spirit, but it does show that they have it in them to not give up when they ask to be a quality they show us. Need a near flawless CT sub. That'll do, Donkey, that will do. Going as Acor blows out the windows.
Magic, he gave us an in. Oh, he's blinded, but he is crossed into the vent. Oh, Acor's not in the right place. And at the wrong time as well. Stuff happening. Roy's gonna get one, but they know where he is. And okay, a second kill for Roy on this clock. There's still time for him to make this round expensive for Team Spirit than it does to Mad Lions at this point in time. He's only able to get 2 before getting dealt with by Disbalance, but now this investment is ready to come back in for the Danes. The last 3 in a row going in favor of players like Some Die Young stepping up massively towards the latter end of this second half. Can he keep that going?
Quite the streak, but let's see if it's broken before it even begins, really. Balance going back to what he knows and what he loves. It's the rest looking to double up at the bare minimum, but they are everywhere. They are chasing him from roof. He hides in the smoke. I like that young Bailey. Him out, dropping the bomb behind the boxes. Balance, does he know they're on the roof? Someday Young's just stealing these kills away. As he's finally finished off behind the smoke, it's Shush with another. Someday Young trades, surprise, surprise. Bubsky's going to try and chase him. It's Chopper in heaven. Bubsky's going back for a gun and the bomb, but he has no idea where Chopper is. Typically MB is right now walking through the garage.
Yeah, will Bubsky be ready for this position, right? He's got so many angles to bear in mind, and he's been very methodical thus far. He's just going to wait for the time being, and Chopper has been allowed to get this position in garage as a result. Bubsky really doesn't seem to be considering this, and you know, why would he? He just removed Someday Young from the garage and now has missed the timing to spot Chopper moving into this side of the map. Bubsky, will he be ready for this? Oh, the barrel was there and someone called it, I think. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
he's given up too much, and now Bubsky knows. He's aware that Chopper's here, and he secures match and series point for Mad Lions in the 1v1, down from a 1v2. Bubsky is looking so at home here on Nuke.
Yes, someone definitely called that.
Yeah, you could tell, because it's like, you know, he looked back
someone
the
goes
first
garage,
time,
and he looks left.
Someone said, like, I swear I saw him garage, and he looks, and then they don't see anything. He's like, nah, and then starts to look away, and then he sees it again, and it's like, no, I saw it that time. We see ya.
Oh. That was a big round, though, from Mad Lions. How did they recover that? Great shots from Someday Young, and he has had an excellent game. He's at the top of the server, Harry, on the losing end of the stick. 24 kills, rivaling Roy at the top of his team. Someday Young, quite the talent. But unfortunately, even that isn't going to be enough to take Spirit over the line here. Seemingly fighting a losing battle. 7 rounds behind against match point, against elimination point here in the playoffs. Mad Lions just a round away from that victory. Smoke's outside coming in late. Mia looking to put a stop to them, but only spamming. He has no grenades to do damage. And they have barely even crossed. They're going to move towards main. They're splitting A fast. Mia, he needs to play dropped by Someday Young. Always good for a double, and maybe a third as well. He holds the line. Of course he does. And Spirit, they're just not giving up, Harry. They're fighting every round. And they've broken Mad Lions' economy right here and right now. Spirit is still in this map, even if the scoreline doesn't say that.
There's a chance, right? Like, you can get 6 in a row, but even then, it doesn't guarantee anything other than overtime. You know, you still have to keep fighting. So the odds are very much stacked against Team Spirit right now. And Mad Lions, they're going to look to take full effect of that. They don't have like this same pressure that Spirit do by any stretch of the imagination. Not yet. Mir down here towards outside actually gets bested by the Glocks. And now that's an upgrade onto the M4 for someone. Another kill comes on through. Ooh. Luckily enough, Magic, Balance, and Chopper, they've decided enough is enough. And they just push these Glocks down. A-Core, things get a little too hot and heavy. Double digits now for Team Spirit, but a reinvestment coming back through for Mad Lions. So still plenty of chances to get this game over the finish line for the Danish squad.
That's the thing, you say that, Harry. You say plenty of chances. At 15-10, I would be inclined to disagree. I don't think there are that many chances. Mad Lions only have a max of 3 rifle rounds left in regulation here. So, yeah, there's a very scary world where if they're not getting bomb plants, they're going to get, you know, eco rounds here up against 15, and that's not fun. And they take it over the line before things get too dangerous. Roy had a great game. Looking outside with A-Core. No AWP for him, though. With a double lower setup for Spirit, but they're going to move the man into the vents. Balance can rotate up, can try and support A. They're actually clearing out lower. That close door smoke the Mad Lions keep throwing has at least convinced Spirit that there might be a man down B, and so they've just sent the cavalry to clear every corner, every position, and they've realized that's not the case. So now the info's there for Spirit. They're still stacking in lower, still hanging around. Chopper's in the vents, knowing you can rotate up on a whim. Gonna re-smoke the door and delay things. Magix was one through a smoke. The AWP on B is good. And I Balance, he had 1 kill at halftime, Harry. He's certainly stepped it up here since he's had that gun. It's going to be a ramp play instead, but Mibr is ready for it. One and done, he can drop off, and this is an excellent CT side for Spirit right now. They're just getting a kill and falling. They're not overcommitting. They're not going for more than one, and it's left Mad Lions untraded in a 2-on-5. Finally, a flash towards Hell will net them a kill. Can they really win this round off of Heaven alone?
Yeah, it's going to be tenuous at very, very best. Bobski in with another, and he's going to drop down, leaving Shush up in Heaven to play for the post plant. However, he swings wide and offers up that kill to Balance, who goes on a bit of a tear. 3 kills in this round. Defuse going to come on through. And, you know, it feels like Shush gets a little overzealous there, right? Like, I don't want to say it, I don't want to put it on one guy, but if he just maybe hung around in Heaven to play for that bomb plant, as was, I think, Bobski's intention throughout all of that, they maybe could have done a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, like even the fact that if he just waited to do this kind of swing a little later in the round, they could have double peaked into the main position, right? Instead of isolating that into 2 separate peaks.
I agree. The only justification I can give there for Shush is the fact that he doesn't want to, you know, they don't know what's on A. They've only come from Heaven, so he doesn't want to, like, get that kill, let Bubsky plant, and then hide, and then Bubsky dies to another dude on site who's close, or let someone up vent, because that's what Truffle was trying to do. So I think he just simply wanted to stop Spirit from getting in the site, or at least getting deep. You know, that's I guess a justification. You can, you know, decide on your own whether you like that or not. But yeah, either way, Mad Lions, they get the bomb plant, and that's crucial. Gives them some money, gives them a light investment here, and they'll be buying up in the next. But, you know, dear, that's a immediate kill from Chopper and Mia, finding a frag each. Oh dear, there's a gun drop. That's a chance for Mad Lions to make something happen here, but there's more CTs peeking from the ramp. Balance with the AWP. Roy's wrapping. He's found a good timing. He's got a kill as well. Bomb is lost at B, unfortunately. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail for it. How is he missing these? They're on his head, but the inaccuracy is just not so faithful after all. We might have an overtime here. Spirit, they're making it happen. 3 rounds away from that 15 points. Mad Lions maybe running out of mojo here in the final few.
Yeah, this is getting scary now, right? This is where that like pressure and the fact that you're so close to the finish line, you are on the finish line. This is where that pressure goes from something spurring you on to kind of psyching you out if you're Mad Lions.
Yeah.
This was a game that was in the palm of their hands, and now bit by bit, it's getting taken away from them. They still have 3 rounds left to get things over the line, but everything's kind of grinded to a halt thus far. And Spirit, with every round that's gone their way, they're feeling more and more confident. Setting up in the lobby, our Mad Lions right now. Holding for any outside aggression as well. But Team Spirit, they're not giving anything up. They are just playing passively, reserved, back in these bomb sites. And now the A play looks to come through. Molotov to try and force Magix off the top of Hut, but it's too shallow. And that could be a bit of a disaster. Luckily enough, Mad Lions aren't committing to this A play. They get the bomb down through the vents. They try and split in through ramp, and the rotations are already coming through for Team Spirit. The bomb's going to go down at B, and they've even got a Cillian holding onto a vent rotate to try and deny these rotations, but Spirit, they've completely left A. They've wrapped through Secret instead. And for the time being, there's only 2 players down at this B bomb site. Balance is going to best Shush, trying to hold on to the ramp room. Does get traded by A-Core. We're into this 3-on-3 to decide the fate of this game. Team Spirit, can they come in with a retake that they desperately need?
Oh.
Cillian and A-Core with 2 kills between them. And
wow.
they get shut down. Victory here. They get it over the line.
That was such a good game, man. Like, it's gotta suck for Spirit. Both maps. Start slow, put 5 rounds in their first half on those T sides. yeah, Spirit, I think, again, they show us why they're here. They show us why they come in as one of the bottom-ranked teams in this. They go through their group. They almost beat FaZe, and unfortunately, they fall in the playoffs today. So Mad Lions, for them, complexity early on today. Dane versus Swede, Action Harry in the lower bracket.
Oh man, 100%, 100%. And I'm really happy, the Mad Lions, because it very much felt like their series to win, right? You know me, I'm a big Team Spirit fan. It takes a lot for me to say that, but they played some fantastic Counter-Strike today. And I think that's a great sign that this team is still, on the rise. They haven't hit their peak yet. In fact, they don't look to be anywhere that this Mad Lions squad can reach. But Hugo, that's all for you and I for now. This series is over. You can join us up in things down. And Hugo and I, we'll be back tomorrow, so take care.
I've got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
And they actually close this out. Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back working from home and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Drive to the ocean. We move together. Cocktails in motion. High times, troops, an explosion for the race. Lipstick, sun kissed, we can cast away.
it appears, though, that my prediction and Team Spirit both just really did not have the best of days here. 16-12 twice over. That's 10-5 first half on both maps and 6-7 second halves on both maps. So all in all, things have kind of worked out in an odd way around here, but overall, yes, this is an elimination game, and yes, there are some consequences, some repercussions here. Spirit now find themselves not where they wanted to, eliminated from the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And of course, bringing that all full circle here on the desk with me will be Pimp and Christine. Lady and gentlemen, what do we think?
What a game, what a game, what a game, what a game. I think Mad Lions can be, happy with the outcome of the game, of course. Maybe a little bit unsatisfied with the fact that twice they couldn't really close it down. I think Nuke, they could have won 16-5, let's be honest. It could have been a blowout. Kudos to Spirit for fighting their way back. But overall, I think the better team won today. And maybe a little bit disappointed in Spirit, right? I think we saw them play better in the group stage. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't replicate that performance here against Mad Lions.
Yeah, but I mean, Christine, look at these numbers, for goodness sake. Sumdai Young, 29 frags, 108 ADR. He did his part today. Christine, what's your take?
Oh, he absolutely did his part. I mean, he did his damnedest to try to keep Spirit into this series, not just on this map, but even going back to Mirage. And you're absolutely right. When you see this, sometimes when you look at stats, you got to kind of dig into the layers and figure out exactly what went wrong. But when you see these stats, you can clearly see that at the end of the day, headshots, kills, ADR, these things do matter. And I just balance, he's such a young superstar that we all had our eyes on, but going only one kill in an entire first half, it's just not enough to try to help put your team over the edge to actually beat a Lions, a high-performing Lions. So it just wasn't enough from the Spirit guys.
Yeah, and Jacob, we got to watch out for those high-performance Lions, as well as I do. I mean, surely you've experienced that sort of turmoil in the server. We'll get back to that in due time. I think we're actually going to have that opportunity to catch up with Spirit now. On the back end of this loss, we have Sumdai Young, who has graciously joined us here in our digital studio. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. What do you have to say about your team's play today?
Hey guys, yeah, it's a bit sad that we lose and we out, but I think we fight till the end. We had a really rough start on both maps, and we tried to come back on it. I don't know, sometimes things just doesn't work for you, and it went like that. So.
Would you say today that it was you guys not stepping up to the occasion, that you guys didn't play well, or was it more Mad Lions playing like a little bit extra good, sort of?
I think we played really bad this best of three.
Okay, why is that? Like, was there anything in particular you can point out that didn't work out for you guys?
We always lose in duels, doesn't kill push rounds, and stupid things like that. So that's it.
So, Christine, before you jump in here, I'm just going to address the kind of the elephant in the room here. Where is IDIS balance on Nuke?
Oh, sometimes everyone have a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
You can handle it. It's just things happen. That's it.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, and speaking of things not kind of working out, if you can walk me through, there were moments where you were posturing for an actual comeback, and then there was some funky T-side round calls, specifically like on Mirage. You had mid control, and then all of a sudden in the 29th round, you just kind of rushed into Cat and got mowed down. Who's responsible for these mid-round calls? Is it you or Chopper?
This call was made by Chopper, but we prepared this scene before. So it doesn't like he called it for nothing. He was ready with that, and everyone was ready. But they played this moment well.
Yeah, and I think for a mundane Dane and Jacob Pimp Vinicky, I'm not sure if he has any more for you. I just want to say, commiserations. I believe in the Spirit Project. Jacob, what's your take on the Spirit Project going forward?
I mean, they did look good in the group stage, and I think you guys are on the right track, sort of. A question to round it all off with Sumdai Young here. We saw you play super, super well in the group stage, and potentially you could have won against FaZe Clan. Do you think you will be able to replicate the performance we saw in the group stage moving onwards, or was that the best we've seen of Spirit for now?
No, I think we can do much, much better. We did like 50% in our group stage.
Okay.
I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, well, with that being said, I mean, is there anything that you would like to say outward? Always kind of give that opportunity, and I think now is that time, Sumdai Young.
Yeah, thanks everyone for support, guys. We love you all.
Yeah, simple, short, sweet. I love it. Thank you so much. We will catch you another time, Sumdai Young, but that is it for Team Spirit. They are out of the running here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. Thank you again, Sumdai Young.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
That's Vidania, my friend. And it's going to get maybe better for Spirit if you look ahead of things, if you try to get ahead of the curve. Where do they need to step up? Where do they need to improve now that obviously he's not sitting right in front of you, Jacob?
I mean, and the fact that he's saying that they were playing at 50% during the group stage, that's quite a statement, because I think they were playing well. I think they were doing good, and I think they were surprising all of us with the level of play they displayed in the group stage. Not sure if I buy it, to be completely honest. I think Spirit is you know, in that group stage, that's some of the best we've seen from them. So if they like truly believe that that's only 50%, then we got a new super team incoming. So let's wait and see for the future. But some of these players, some Die Young being one of them, the Balance had a rough nuke showing, right? But overall, there's a lot of talent within this lineup. So definitely a team to look out for the future.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, go ahead, Christine.
Sorry, I just needed to chime in here. I think they're right on that horizon, right? We saw in multiple instances the Spirit squad not willing to lose, not willing to just get out. I mean, as you mentioned, Jacob, they should have probably lost this map on Nuke 16-5. So I think it bodes well for this young Spirit squad moving forward. The fact that they've had the protocols in place to not lose rounds, and I think if they work on shifting it and adjusting it a little bit more towards the mid game and beginning game to try to control the rounds a little bit more in their favor, moving forward into matches, they should have a little bit more momentum. I think momentum is something they were just desperately lacking throughout both these maps today.
Yeah, which is a hard one to even, you know, get started. It's hard enough getting a push mower to get momentum, but if you've never used a push mower, then what the hell do you know anyway? The point being is that when we look at this, Jacob, and we say, okay, yes, Spirit are out, but they, you know, they kind of bend that at Godsent the other day on Nuke. They 16-7'd them. They made it look good. Now they're on their way through. And we also get to talk about the Danes, Jacob, which I'm sure that you're more than excited for.
Yeah, of course. I think they were looking good today. It was good to see them not being too flustered about the loss to ENCE yesterday in the Blast tournament. I think Mad Lions, you know, to me, they're an underdog in this tournament. I think they can pretty much win against anyone at the moment. There's no stable top one team right now. There's no stable team, I feel, that is, you know, turn up to every game and just beat anyone. So a team like Mad Lions, they must be eyeing an opportunity as well of really making a breakthrough into the top of the top scene. And the loss against ENCE yesterday, sorry, that was not looking so good. But today they're right back on it. And if they continue with this level of gameplay, I have no problem saying that I expect them to go very far in this tournament.
So perhaps, Jacob, you can outline something here that we liked, or moreover that you liked. You got that cool little stats helix ready for me?
I do, Trace, and this is a great example of what Mad Lions did so well at the CT side, especially in the beginning. They were constantly applying pressure to Team Spirit. Now look at this Molotov right here. I'm just going to highlight it. That is a Molotov being thrown by Bubsky, which allows Shush to run through it. So he's going to push in towards right here, and they're going to do a so-called fight club, where they're just basically going to push in towards lobby, get a kill, fall back. Now if we move on a little bit right here, you can see that the round displaced, and once again, there's a player being aggressive, pushing out towards main right here, going for the duel towards Balance. He has no idea what's waiting for him. And this is Shush again. So 2 instances where he's just going to push up, be aggressive. And that was something that Team Spirit couldn't handle. You can move over to the point of view of Shush right here to see how he does it as well. But just to follow up the point that some Die Young was saying in the Deuce interview as well, they were losing duels, right? He couldn't do anything about it. Shush pushing in towards Hot right here, wins the duel towards some Die Young. Some Die Young may think, well, that's the duel I need to win. He didn't. And right here, again, constantly applying pressure, constantly being aggressive, not giving Balance, not giving Spirit any place or any room to work with. And if you're playing against a team that is so aggressive, it is going to be tough no matter what. So Mad Lions, being proactive, being aggressive, it was just too much for Spirit to handle today.
Yeah, perhaps, Christine, now's the time we can pull up the brackets, kind of reflect on the play through the time that we have. I mean, we've already seen Fnatic best complexity this morning or this afternoon, if you'd rather say it that way, because technically, I guess that's what it is. Now, you look at a continued picture here, and it doesn't just stop. They're not even the only team eliminated. I think we eliminate a total of 3 teams today, and the second one is going to be that of Spirit. So we've got Fnatic and Mad Lions paired up in lower round 3, and as they continue on their journey, have either of these teams, I guess in your own way, have either of these teams shown you that they can win this entire event?
Oh, absolutely. As Jacob mentioned, I mean, we keep talking about NA being up in the air, but it's really just this entirety of the upper echelon of Counter-Strike teams being up in the air with things moving over to the online space right now. So certainly Mad Lions are looking hot to trot. I mean, even Heroic, Vitality yesterday, Zywoo, these guys are all seem to be popping off. And just looking at the teams already eliminated, I mean, Complexity and Team Spirit already today, they're out of here. It's such a feels bad, man, just because these are the 2 teams that we were actually really looking forward to as the new up-and-coming 2020 teams trying to battle their way out and make it to the top 10 of the teams of the world. So they didn't make it this time, Trace. They didn't make it.
No, they didn't. But, you know, the DreamHack Masters, it must carry on, which is something that we're going to do. And before we go anywhere, before you tune out, before anything happens, anybody adjust any dials, we're going to be joined by Acor here, I'm told, in just a few moments. I don't imagine this is the right time or perhaps the place that you want to discuss the HLTV.org article that just dropped. Is it, Jacob or Christine? The 7 teams handed ultimatum by Valve over ownership conflict? I don't imagine that's
Why are you trying to throw us under the bus, Trace? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I'm just saying, you know, we need to keep all news relevant around here. And of course, that one is. So that's something to keep your eye on alongside of the DreamHack Masters. Of course, if you want to, you can head over to social media and use hashtag DHMasters. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how you're feeling. More importantly, you can let us know how you're watching the game or who you're watching it with. I like pictures of dogs too. What do you guys say?
Yeah, hit me.
Hit me. All right, fair enough. And with that said, of course, I did say that Acor would be joining us soon. I think they're just going to adjust some of his audio levels and get him in here and get him on the call. But for the time being, I mean, at the outset of this, it's more than just Mad Lions of Spirit. It's more than just, you know, a complexity faltering and then having to go back and rebuild. I mean, we're seeing some of the top teams now in a lower bracket, and that's got to speak for itself.
It does. It does. I think we're ready to speak to Acor.
Yeah, that sounds really good, actually. That ringing does have a nice ring to it. We're going to bring in Acor. First and foremost, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
So our resident Dane, we call him Jacob over here on our side of the camera. He obviously picked you guys to win the game, and you go along winning it in a pretty convincing fashion. How did you prepare to play against Spirit today?
I mean, we of course been anticipating the team and like watching what maps they play and like what teams normally do, but yeah, just generally anticipating and preparing our own game for today.
Nico, you had a rough loss yesterday against ENCE. How, if at all, did that affect you guys coming into this matchup? Because of course, losing to Spirit today, that would mean that you both exited the Blast tournament as well as the DreamHack today. Was there added an extra pressure after the rough loss yesterday?
For me, it don't add extra pressure, but it could add some pressure on the other guys, but I don't feel like it didn't feel like we were pressured to like it didn't feel like extra pressure to win this game. It's just like a normal game for us and a game we should win 9 out of 10 times.
Hey Corey, it seemed like today, through and through on both maps, on your T side of things, you guys were so decisive. The trade game was on point, just the decision making was on point. And these are kinds of things that we sometimes question about on your past performances, especially last week when you were a little rusty coming in as a squad. Did you feel that you guys are just improving at a huge rate, or was it Spirit that was not putting up enough of a fight to kind of challenge you guys and make you work for it?
I mean, I feel like we are improving. We are definitely improving, but I don't feel like Spirit was that good. I don't know how to put it, but it didn't feel like a lot of the rounds felt really weird, where like 1 or 2 guys are lurking in a 3v3, and it was just a lot of weird rounds.
Acor, I have a question for you, and you have to be completely honest with me right here.
Oh boy.
Are you the best?
Sure.
Are you the best AWP in Denmark at the moment?
That's a good question. I feel like it's a really close game between me. I mean, of course, Device have been really consistent, been like top 5 player the last couple of years, but I would put Device on number 1 just because he's won so much and been so consistent the last years. But between me and Farley, it's pretty close. And I would still put me on number 2.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Device, bunch of majors, and then, you know, obviously I understand what's going on here. Now, I kind of want to shift that same sort of question. Now, we brought Astralis into the picture, so I might as well just throw this one at you as well. Acor, as one of the Danish players in the pro circuit, with all the moves that are being made within at least the Astralis camp, do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on the Danish scene to produce top talent?
I feel like the Danish scene has always been producing a lot of like really good talent and really good players, and I feel like it's just going to continue producing those good talents. And
does it make it? I don't want to say more difficult, but does it make it more interesting being, I guess, a level below Astralis and having to fight through what may be roster change after roster change, or Danes just trying to settle with other Danes in a lineup?
I feel like it could put a like it could put some pressure on you as a player because like there's a lot of talents on the way up, like right behind you on some of the lower teams that like putting pressure on you because you don't perform, or like there's a lot of stuff that impacts you.
Hey, so one last question I'm going to ask you before we get you out of here. There's this new and up-and-coming player, Farlig. What do you think about him?
I feel like he's pretty good. He's really good, actually.
All right, cool.
Yeah, just looking forward to see.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to keep our eyes out for it, man. There ain't not much else that we can do. Good luck to you. You get Fnatic. So Merry Christmas with that. We'll see you at another time, Acor. Thank you so much for your time. Cool. Well, what do you think about that, Jacob? Did we get the answers that we wanted out of him? Did you hear what you needed to hear?
I heard what I needed to hear. I think he, right now, I think Christine and I were talking about how good he is, how interesting he is to watch as a player. His movement, the way he moves around on the server, he's quite unique in the way he approaches Counter-Strike right now. So watching him play is always a joy, and the fact that he also has the confidence to say that he, at the very least, is a top 2 Danish AWP player right now, to me is nice. I want to see some more confidence coming out from him, because he seems like a guy that when he's feeling confident, his movements just goes to a next level. His level of play is just, being elevated. And yes, of course, Device is the best AWP player we have in Denmark right now, but Acor, he could sure as hell be a challenge for him in the future.
Christine.
He said it so perfectly. I mean, I have to once again echo that as well. Acor, as I mentioned before, is just an absolute pleasure to watch. And once again, it's really his decision making and his comfort level within this squad. He always seems to know exactly what kind of value he needs to bring within those rounds. And so Lions, they certainly have a nice practice regime to get Acor to that level, but also Acor's confidence, I think it's going up and up. And each time we talk to him, each time we see him play, it's just getting better and better.
Yeah, and for at least Mad Lions, this is something that we're getting to see a little bit of that project come through. And speaking of the project being through for the day, that's it for me. I'm out of here. There's another game coming your way, though. Heroic versus Vitality will be coming up after the break. Mr. Banks is going to be taking over the helm of the desk. And I want to leave you all with a good night, and we'll be right back after the break.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't looking for love tonight. Wasn't Money is the game, power is the aim. It wasn't cheap. He's got nothing to lose. Still got nothing to lose. Oh, I'm nothing to run against. You want a good life, you should make one. Yeah. You show your real side when the day comes. Under the cover of the nighttime, you're trying to speak over the baseline, but I can't hear you, no, no, no. I can't hear you, no, no, no. Catch you slipping on the FaceTime. Every kiss that I could taste lies. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. Can't hide it.
Real bad sleep cycle. Not doing anything.
I would say each month I probably spend 3 to 4 of the weeks out of a month on the road. It's always in the airport, it's always in an Uber, it's always in a shuttle, it's always in a taxi, it's always on the go.
Let's go. Bye. Bye.
I moved to Orlando earlier this year with some friends of mine. And I think it's where I want to establish like base camp in my adult life.
But I'm at the train station now and headed to DreamHack. So the train is going to arrive in a couple of minutes. I would say every month is a bit different from the other one. That's pretty much the coast of Denmark up here where I live, and then we're going all the way down to Copenhagen and across. Lately, it's been 3 out of 4 weeks of the month I'm probably gone. I've got 2 kids, obviously, one at 4.5 and one that's just 7 months, so the worst thing about traveling is definitely being away from my family. And now we're in the last stretch. Next time we'll be in Sweden at the hotel.
I feel like it's just, oh, I'm going to a job, I got to travel for it. It's just kind of a package deal for me. But yeah, traveling is hard. I don't know what it is, but my back lately has definitely screamed at me like, hey, you need to be a little more physically aware. I'm awful at being an adult and being healthy, but I'm trying. This morning I woke up and I stretched, which is a big deal for me.
View from the hotel room, it's not so bad. Could be better. I like the bridge view 10 times better than this, but I am treated with one delicacy. thereof Sweden right there as a reminder of exactly to where I am. It is about noon here, I believe, a little after noon. So I've got to fight jet lag, which ultimately means there's no rest for the wicked. And usually the guys and I will try to get settled in, maybe go out for dinner, and just try to fight what is the jet lag machine.
Really, the first thing I gotta do is put my broadcast clothes, I guess, hang it up so that it's nice and unwrinkly, or as unwrinkly as it can be, I guess. And then, check this out.
I'll give you guys a little tour. I've been in this hotel a fair few times, but it's got a bathtub. Big fan of bathtubs, and everything else pretty normal.
Pronouncenames.com.
Sick website.
Malmö.
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 Malmö. Let's get one from you, Jason.
Malmö.
So listen, this is how we train for all events. When we went to Dallas, Chad had to train for like 2 days straight. It was outrageous, really.
Hey, guys.
Hey, good evening. Oh, it's so nice seeing you. It's been, what, a couple weeks? Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand up.
I'm just gonna listen. I'm gonna tell her to mute this
Just
shit.
cut the audio.
Yeah, cutting the audio.
What about the audio? Play some music here.
I was in the Army before esports. I've worked construction jobs, I've worked like regular 9-to-5s. But this is a very unique group. There are egos that float around to a healthy narcissistic level, which I didn't even know existed before I got involved at a talent level. But then you sort of bounce off that, you vibe off that, and you realize like, okay, we're all kind of in the same boat, and we're all kind of not doing the exact same thing, but we're all very much in it together.
Oh, it's actually, whoa, there's some, this is heavy.
Yeah, don't hit anyone with it.
There's so many personalities in esports. Well, I'm sure there are people that are just do it for the money, that everyone's just here kind of having fun. Like they happen to be good at what they do, and now they get to capitalize on that, so they're getting paid for it. Like if at my job in my dentist office, I'd show up, we'd talk, it would be the same. Like we'd have the same conversations, which is great, but it's totally different here. We talk about gaming and we talk about, like the conversations are just different. Better? For sure better, because I can relate to the conversations with all my gaming friends versus my dental friends. We were talking about teeth, come on.
Here we are in the middle of the gym. This is a very common hotel gym. So some weights, rowing machine, which is currently killing me. If I could design every day just perfectly, if there were no interruptions and nothing went wrong, then yeah, that's probably how every day would start for me. Just gym, sauna, cold shower. That's the trio I'm looking for.
Today is the first arena day. A little bit of sickness is starting to set in, so I've got the ever coveted Joe and the juice, a little bit of tea, a little bit of pressed ginger. Anyway, I'm gonna start walking into the venue before the cues start, and let's get this party started, huh? Before I go live, I think about a lot of different things. Obviously, the segment at hand and the game that's going on, and kind of guide the community as to the storylines. And then I have production in my ear, who's trying to get the game started on time. I think the easiest way to equate this would be like an American football quarterback. The show isn't necessarily about me, but I help to steer the ship.
Come shake, please. Camera 4.
Loud and clear. Okay, the same as yesterday. I really liked it. Me too. It was really nice.
Ready to commercials soon.
Oh yeah, ready for commercial.
2:30. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What goes through my mind before a broadcast?
don't stutter, be confident, and don't talk too much. It's a learning process. I like it when someone can be short and simple and concise, and that's what I'm trying to work for, I think.
Okay, so before we go into the studio, we're going to show Crane 4 and Crane 7.
Be ready for show opener full screen.
In Crane 7, you're still on clean feed.
Right before we go live, sometimes I like to clown around a little bit to break the ice of the atmosphere. I think it helps them a little bit sometimes to just kind of goof around.
All right, well, let's have a good show. No pressure, everyone. Just look at your tally lights, mind my cues.
If I can keep that upbeat vibe at all times, if I can keep a tempo going towards a death segment, then we've got gold right there.
What's up?
Jacob. Let's do it. Ready?
Every event has been different of what I thought about right before it goes live, but that countdown is intimidating. What's happening? We're going live. It's happening right now.
3, 2, 1, now.
The Corsair DreamHack Masters is back in town.
Be ready, Frankie. Position 1, Edvard. Be ready for Frankie, position 1.
På 2. Camera 2 to now.
Mama Arena, you ready?
Ready 1 with name.
Countdown for Eric for the sound tail. Good start, everyone.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, so great.
So anyway, great hustle, everyone.
As we're done with our segment and I'm walking back to the green room, it's just, I'll replay what I just said. And it's generally I'm pretty harsh on myself. So I'm filled with regret most of the time walking back to the green room. I don't like being hard on myself, but I appreciate it, you know. I'd rather be hard on myself than be like, who cares?
Well, right now it's fantastic here. It's not going to be easy to creep once no signs of slowing down at this stage. 5 rounds in a row.
It's one of the hardest things to balance, being away from the family and with all the travel and everything else. I mean, I think one thing that I did a lot in the beginning that was a big mistake was I would travel away for a week. You know, suddenly it would be 4 days and I had hardly ever, maybe I'd send a message or two, but I hadn't really called or anything. And if you're in a different hotel room every week and that's almost all you do, and there's no connection between those places apart from the people that you run into, right? There's no like red line that goes through your life at some point. I think, you know, going to the gym, reading a book, just having some other interest, anything you can do like that, but then having a relationship is obviously going to be the ultimate one, where there's something that you can keep as a line through your life, right, and something that's going to make sense. I think that's really, really important.
I was actually just having this conversation the other day with someone else in the green room, and we talked about how hard it is, and our lifestyle is not conducive to a relationship, and it's not an easy feat at all when you're home less than 3 months out of the year. You know, how are you supposed to have that as the building blocks? How is that the foundation when every single day I'm in a different country than this person, and you start to grow separately in a sad sort of way?
I feel like 2019 work and personal life is one and the same thing. I've never consciously decided to balance it, or that I had to balance it. It's literally just me and my dog. So there's not a lot of balance necessary in my life at the moment. And that's how I like it. So for me, it's pretty easy, I think.
So like the point here I'm making is, you know when you're like email about something, you're sad about something, no one has an answer to it, no one really wants that, no one can actually work out why. And your version of sadness is quite different from Trace's and Christine's and mine and everything.
I feel like events like these are really important because esports is growing at a huge rate, but it's still nowhere near capacity or anything. So I think it's still important for people to feel like like they belong. Like when you're at these events, you can see it. It's pretty cool. Hi, Frankie.
I'm so worried I'm gonna get stuff on my team.
She's filming us.
I got her on my team.
Sorry.
There's a VT coming up in the cafe and aftertime show, which with some of the players talking about coaches.
Yeah.
And Golden is just like a good, what makes a good coach, like he or she will be this and stuff like that. And I was like, most players wouldn't even like think about it. I thought that was really nice.
Golden.
Yeah, it's really, really sweet. Like the most natural.
The big part about Corsair DreamHack Masters is just the overall environment. DreamHack does things differently than basically everyone. When I step onto the set and I look around at the people that are putting on the production or, you know, the tournament admins, just go down a list of people that you could say, you know, they genuinely care about what's going on from the moment you step in, and it's got a real family vibe to it.
I think one of the things that we always see when we come back here to Malmö, and also some of the other Masters events we've been to around the world, is like a sense of audience participation. I feel like I'm at a sporting event, you know, like it's the same kind of feeling, right? That's actually one area, even though people love competition, where like the entire industry has to make that work all the time. Like every time somebody puts on a successful event, they are helping everybody else and themselves.
Sweden.